always ready.
All right. Well, welcome back. And tonight's episode of Traveler, we are going to have you guys trying a little spycraft out, is what I think I heard the plan was. Just as a quick summary of the ending of the last episode, but you gentlemen. Oh. I think we should go over what happened last time, and then I'll go over the summary of what happened after the episode. That makes more chronological sense. Let's start with Mr. Ronan. What do you remember from last time? You don't have to tell the whole story, but, what do you remember the highlights of last time being?
Well, I got back with the group and briefed them on all of my fun and exciting salvaging experiences, and then we were approached by a very wealthy man who sent us on a mission to a planet that was quarantined, and we needed to go rescue as many people as we could.
Okay.
That's the short version.
Kizik, what do you want to add on to that? You're muted.
Or Kizik.
He's died. All dead.
Never to
made it in. Sorry, it's a delay. I was going from I'm really dead.
Oh, you were checking your you're checking the sounds. My bad. I should have mentioned we're going in order from top to bottom.
Yes. Delay in stream versus trying to get back and unmute yourself. I apologize. Plus, I was unknown. It's not my fault anymore. Yeah. So this is. I remember now. We got Rex back. We saw those robot things. Ghosts are real scary. I don't know what are those little pixie things that attacked electronics. Those are real scary too. I got a ride in a lift thing, and then the lift thing got a ride in me. Oh, it was good. Rex is an amazing sniper, and yeah. Oh, and there's a giant robot lady at the end. All good things, and we saved some people because we're good guys.
I'm betting that Kizik's voice is going to be super loud in the stream, but I just cut it back about 20%. All right, Ghost.
They got a couple things right, and a couple things wrong. So Mr. Stegart was the super wealthy guy that came to us, said that he needed people retrieved from Magni Station, which was an asteroid that we went to, and figured out that there was some shenanigans going on with it's Duchess Mariana Evans shenanigans, which makes this super weird, because she's the type of person that really likes cybernetics and changing her humanity almost to make it better, make it perfect. And something called Unity was there on the asteroid, kind of what was it, assimilating things, right? So I bought a chainsaw. I tried to use that. Didn't work out very well. And we rescued a bunch of people off that asteroid and came back. But yes, there were ghosts, and they were terrifying. I think I ran Scooby-Doo style out of their room, which was a lot of fun. I think I got everything.
Okay, Thodos?
I think you guys summed up everything pretty good, but I do want to. There was one very crucial part that I think we missed, is that I have a shotgun with a chainsaw bayonet attached to it. That was, I think, the most important part that I think we missed on that one. And we got paid per person that we rescued. As an extra bonus.
Let's left that out, yeah. How much money did we make?
So he originally offered you. Oh well, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
I think that was all of you, and I think you covered all the pertinent points. Obviously, Ghost took notes. Thank you very much. A lot of those pertinent details you pointed out were things I was going to correct. So yes, it was an asteroid base, and you guys went there at the behest of Mr. Steigert to deal with a mysterious quarantine, and his directive was to save as many of his people as possible, and he offered you a launch in exchange for the mission and a bonus for every person you brought back to his auxiliary site alive. And that was a super important mission point that you did. Yes, you can hear my Discord. There's nothing I can do about that. Actually, there is something I can do about that. I can put it in streamer mode, but then it hides everybody's name, and you guys have too similar of names. Okay, so, because that wasn't distracting at all, we'll go back to the mission. So
Should have been 1,000 credits per person.
he did originally offer 1,000 credits per person, but let's go over the summary that I was originally going to do. Mr. Steigart is at an auxiliary site, so you guys bring the launch down in a forest next to a lake, and it's a very modern facility. There's lights around the docking area of the lake. The shuttle pad's actually out over the water. He has counselors and security and people there to greet the people coming in, and medical people who are scanning them quite intensely. They've suffered some trauma, so that shouldn't trigger too much alarm. And he is there personally to greet them. However, he doesn't necessarily come up to you guys unless you're going to approach him. He does send someone over basically to whatever party member comes out to greet them. And they hand you a credit stick worth 80,000 Amondage credits, which is 10 times the amount that he offered you in exchange for these people being rescued. And, offers their incredible gratitude for everything that you have done to help. After that, unless you guys have any objections to that, you'll end up...
Be sure, though. He doesn't need like a debriefing or anything like that. He knows what's going on.
He did want you guys to provide a description of what was going on. My assumption is that you wouldn't hold back any details.
Yeah, no lies from me. I'll tell him what's up.
Okay. With that said, they're not going to seem surprised when you tell them this story. That may seem suspicious to you guys, because he originally said, I have no idea what's going on, and then when you start talking about, crazy cybernetic cultists, they're completely nonplussed about this development. That is the only thing that would stand out to you, and I'm not going to make you roll for it, because there's one of you would have noticed. And you guys can talk about that more as you want. And then they would send you on your way 80,000 credits and a launch richer. Genuinely seemed very concerned about their people. So I'm going to say some time goes by, and you guys are spending some of that time. We're going to say another day or two goes by, and you guys are basically busying yourself by installing the spare parts that you've already managed to source. The ones that you haven't managed to source, you're still going to need to find.
Okay, but yeah, we can spend time doing power relays, maybe put that fuel pump in.
Yep, you got one of your fuel pump, you've got all your power relays, plus a few spares, and you have the
M drive, right?
The M drive core. So it's not an M drive like the whole thing. It's just a core. Yeah.
But we will need to install that with an engineering team to put that thing in, right? It's huge.
It's big, but you guys were able to winch it out of the scrapyard by yourselves. If you want to put it in yourselves, you can, but I would get all hands on deck to make things easier. During that time, I believe Kizik had a few things that he wanted to talk about with the party. That would be Mr. Luca Boaz.
Yeah, so we're spies and we don't know what's going on this planet. I guess kind of like you guys, I was hoping we could just get the ship and get off here, because that was our whole point. But we need to start figuring out what's going on here. I've got a slicing computer. I might take over a couple of wireless access points and just do some snooping, try to figure out who are the big players on the planet here. And I'd also like to maybe start using the ship launch to shuttle people up and down for two ships, if that's a thing. And we should probably try to reach out to our big boss guy, because we should let him know that the thing that we're here to get, which is the data cores on the ship, aren't here on this planet. And we need to go get them from Oh man, where do we figure out where they're going? To Newbern.
So, as you're doing this, the steward droid, which has been activated, has cleaned up the galley and the quarters areas, and is serving you guys. It's basically like a freeze-dried ramen, and since you're going over things that might need to happen, it doesn't know which one of you is the captain, so it simply says, you may wish to include restocking supplies, foodstuffs, etc. Rations are low, and then it, scurries about.
That's a pretty good idea, actually. I'm kind of hungry. It's a good plan.
No, we don't want any space apple pizza. It's morning.
You say as Aiden is biting down on a space apple pizza, he's like got 6 or 7 delivery boxes stuffed in a corner, and the steward droid keeps trying to clean them up.
Yeah, I've got a blanket over them, so I kind of hide my sins,
So you want to look up big players, though, right, Luca? Like, is Newbern's a player? We know that Hoyland, that's a city here on Amandiage, though, right? Hoyland is. That's kind of a player here.
Yeah, there looks like that's the source of the rebel activity. And we also should try to find the other members of the old crew. That's the thing I just put together. Because they might still be here, incognito or not so incognito. And, oh my goodness, we got a whole bunch of stuff from Holmes. Like, he gave us some data cores. We got the encryption. Yeah, the encryption on that is like right at my limits. I could try to do it, but I don't want to break a whole bunch of stuff. But we've got information we could take.
Okay, let's start working on it then.
I mean, his clues were we should probably figure out figuring out a passcode is going to be easier than me trying to break into this technology that's above all of the technology available in this world. I'm still going to give it a chance because I'm always going to take that chance. But we should start looking at that. So we should get a little data wafer. We should come up with a good message to send to our big boss. Make sure it's encrypted with our special codes that everybody has on their phones. Right, Aiden?
Yeah, I need to get a new phone. I just, just stop over to the nearest, I need to get one. How do I go about getting a new phone?
I mean, you got a burner last time. We'll get you another burner, but you're not gonna...
No. I want a nice one.
Yeah. Actually, we might be able to go through some of the... I got to think about how to get a license for that and 3D print it from our... what is it called? A manufacturer? An assembler. But we got to find some...
Fabricator.
Plans for that.
Fabricator, yeah.
So wait, did we already make the backup core? That's what we're talking about right now. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted putting these power relays in.
Yeah, lots of things going on. We need to look real hard at figuring out how to make the backup core. Like, we've got the plans, but it had a lot of parts, and I didn't spend the time looking at it.
Okay, so we still need to make the backup core using the fabricator.
Yeah.
We still need to purchase parts.
Bunch of parts.
And fuel.
And fuel. And food.
And food,
yeah. Extra pizza.
All right, we still need to locate the original crew. As many of them as we need or can find.
Yes.
And send a message to our boss, Agent Jones.
Yeah. I look at you squinty-eyed. You sure you want to do that?
Encryption plus, it's got to travel multiple weeks. We're going to have this wrapped up before he gets our message saying, hey, we might have messed up. Also, at the same time, I'd rather us tell him than him figure it out on his own.
Okay. What are you going to tell Jones? That Aiden lost his phone and that we're all compromised?
That the package on the Perfect Stranger, our whole point of being here, isn't here. We're trying to get it back up and then go find it again. And the keys to that package are also on a very specific pattern. If he's got an extra strike force, he can send those in real quick and get all of his information back before this entire island sector goes up in a powder keg. Or he could just cut his losses and run.
Where are his losses? He'd cut us off. Okay, hold on. I don't know if telling him everything is the best plan. Just throwing this out there. How about we don't tell him and we try to figure this out? Because like you said, the message isn't going to get to him in a long time anyway. We might have it all figured out by then. Look, this is a gig that, like, you and I kind of fell into. We do want to do a good job, but, like, we don't need to be barking up the chain when we don't have shit. Oh, we got this ship. We can tell them that. Don't tell them about failures.
We know where the information is. It's on Newburn. That's what he needs. Go to Newburn, get the information back. Oh, also we found one of the Duchess's place that we blew it up.
Yeah, we definitely should tell him about the asteroid and the Duchess's involvement there. I mean, like, that's right up his alley. I just think that you don't go to your boss with problems unless you also have solutions to the problems. He don't want to hear about all your problems.
All right, then. Tell him we made it. Trying to get the Perfect Stranger up. We found an asteroid with some, they're calling themselves now, with the Unified Cyber Temple of Synthetic Unity.
Yeah, synthetic unity, right.
And they now got these little ghosty things.
Yeah, those were terrifying.
So I'm going to head to the back and I'm going to try to crack one of those data cores. It should take like a couple hours.
We also have the Drop Point Hotel to go take a look at.
That's where he was talking about Newburn, right?
Nope, that one's in Wersensluist.
Herzenslust. Yeah, that's a different one.
Yep.
So, do you want to put a note to Jones together?
Yeah, let's get all this. He should probably know about Herzenslust and Drop Point Hotel, right?
I don't know yet. Like I said, I don't want to give him more problems. We don't know what's there. We just know it was a point of interest.
In short, I say we give him what we actually factually have. We have the ship. We're getting it ready to go.
Yes.
We are continuing to support, or to figure out where, hunt down the data cores. I don't know that we send more than that, because what's he going to do with more than that information? He has no actionable things to do at that point. Like, give him the status of what we have that's factual and continue doing our jobs.
Yep, you can factually blame Aiden for losing his phone.
Dear Papa, we made it here. We've secured the stranger. We found an asteroid base with the Temple of Synthetic Unity. We'll write again shortly.
Duchess. It was the Duchess's.
Oh, we found the Duchess's Temple of Synthetic Unity. And we'll give them oh man, is there such things as space-wide GPS pin locations?
Well, you don't want to do that because it was nuked. It had mines and shit.
Yeah.
The way you provide coordinates, in space is you provide the pulsar frequency of the star and then coordinates relative to that pulsar frequency to its solar system. It's also how you astronavigate between stars, is by distance between the different stars. You know the frequencies for them and how far the pulses are apart as a timing thing. It's actually all spelled out in the exploration part of the book.
So pulsars, very important. You guys hear that? Pulsars are very important.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that. All right. So, typing it all up here. Dear Papa, we made it here. We've secured the stranger. We met the Duchess. She had an asteroid base with a Temple of Synthetic Unity. They've evolved to use ghosty things that can take over electronics without being bodies. It's pretty scary. And
Hold on. Whoa, weren't they nanodroids? And we didn't actually run into her.
yeah, but we know it was her. It is the same tech. Oh, you want me to type it on this one, not on my notepad? That's probably a different idea.
You can
What?
you can copy paste it.
Copy paste it.
This is the actual data wafer that you are going to have couriered to the location. So it actually will be transmitted as a digital thing, but it'll be carried like mail, which mail is a thing you can carry in this universe. And
They're gonna wonder why this letter is like super encrypted, but you should start it with "Papa, can you hear me?"
no, they're not going to wonder why it's encrypted. Most of the mail, not only is it encrypted before it goes there, but the mail service that provides it also encrypts it with its own encryption as like an extra insurance.
Ah, sweet. So like it being GIA encrypted doesn't matter really.
I still do like that Papa, do you hear me thing, though. I think that we need to put that in there.
If you want to spend some player points, you can
Sure.
have a code, like a challenge and response code that lets them know that it's actually you.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Ooh.
Okay,
I'll spend a player
I will
point.
charge 1 player point for that.
I am down 1.
Okay, so that means that they will automatically acknowledge that this is you. They will not challenge it. Well, they will challenge it, but they will. That is now your response code. Papa, can you hear me? How would you want? So let's write this down. Also, let me get another note card out. Ghost, since this is yours, here's a card. Papa, can you hear me? Is the challenge. What is the response? If you were to actually be able to receive return communication.
Oh boy. Put me on the spot like that. What should it be?
Well, you've got a group of people to come up with, and you split your points. So it can be whatever you want.
Guess you could say looking at the skies. Oh no, just how I love you. That's his response.
Everybody good with that? You guys are either muted or
Works for
not.
me.
Okay, there we go. This is
That
one-
works for me.
This is one of those conversations you guys should be having.
Yeah, this is spycraft though. So like it just needs to look like a letter back and forth between two people that love each other very much.
Oh, put both of
be
them on this
suspicious.
card and put it on your your part of the table as information that you have. Also write it down to your notes. You can make it smaller if you want. Okay. Kizik is typing out the message. I haven't heard much from Aiden and Holmes on this matter.
On the matter of the
No.
encoded message?
Yeah, it seemed like the brothers were having a very heated conversation about whether or not it was a good idea to do this.
No, I think less is more. I do agree with that. I don't think we should let Luca go free rail, especially with any type of authority figures. I think that's kind of a bad idea. But we should put in there something about the effect that I need a replacement phone.
It's going to be months out before you'd get something from him, though.
I mean,
That's cool. I get that, but it's a matter of just the request.
assuming that you're still on a Katie, which I find unlikely, it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I wouldn't go that way. 1, 2, 7, and 12, 16 times 2. It will take 32 weeks to get a response message, assuming he reads it and immediately responds.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what we got to do. Unless we're going to do like something, we're going to request like authentication codes or something like that for actually recreating a phone in the fabricator. But even then, we're looking at that response time anyway.
I would say, like I said earlier, this is a one-way communication. Like, we're not going to receive anything. We don't know where we're going to be 32 weeks from now. This is where we are. This is what we've accomplished. Update, and we carry on hunting down the.
With a high jump courier, you could get a response in 14 weeks.
Ooh. Are those pricey?
Yeah.
Those are very pricey. And so it's exponentially different. So the 32-week option is like 5 credits. Nobody gives a shit. That's jump 1 going the whole way back and forth.
Snail mail.
High jump couriers, especially if you want it prioritized, 14. It's going to be 1,400 credits.
And a lot of attention on a priority message.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends. You got to understand that, like, most of the people carrying your message are going to be commercial independent operators who aren't going to give a shit. Because the islands are so separated and fractured, it's not like there's a government mailing service. You're hiring an outside entity like a FedEx or a UPS to do your delivery, and they are separate from the governments. That's how they have to be to operate.
The Universal Postal Service?
I like it.
UPS.
They get your package almost there.
It's just almost on time.
Yep, almost on time.
Well, that's better than FedEx never getting it to begin with. Anyway, but
Ooh. Okay. Well, that's a message.
You guys want to proofread it? I typed. I'm pretty good at typing.
I concur with message.
Oh, I need to give you guys.
I concur. I do like the ghost thingies. I think that's very scientific and very, very good.
I mean, you saw my brother running away from him, right? He said,
He
almost go save him.
He was pretty crazy. He took off. I don't think I saw his legs moving and his body was standing still. It was pretty crazy. Like you mentioned, it was like a Scooby-Doo moment.
The floaty ghost thingies were the nanobots, though, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
We didn't confirm any of that, but that's what the lady's there. I mean, it makes sense as you think about it.
Oh, you know, the mecha zombies with mecha floating thing. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Do you also want to maybe mention the Hollian agents that we've run into? We don't need to mention all of it, right? Just that we've run into Hollian specific.
Have we seen Hollian specific people? We just know that that's probably the source of the rebellion on the small moon planet.
What? I thought Thorn or whatever was totally Hollian.
He was from Newbern. His cover was from Holland.
Okay.
Here's the cash you were handed from the summary earlier, by the way.
Nice. The captain should hold on to that.
We
Oh, man.
figured out who the captain is yet.
Gave himself a promotion and took the guff.
He
Rock,
just,
paper, lizards.
he just pocketed the money and gave himself a title.
Isn't that how it works?
He was in the military. That's how he became captain earlier.
Well, as exciting as sending a message is, I think all of our ways forward, whether it's heading to Drop Point Hotel or heading to New Bern or whatnot, we got a couple things left here that we can do. Go check out Holland and fix the ship because we're not going into the other places without a ship.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. This thing is still kind of in shambles.
Yeah, I concur. We still have parts to buy.
Can any of you give me any sort of intelligence, tactics, military, any type of role that would allow you to analyze the plans you just laid out? Because there's something the players aren't catching that I feel like the characters should. I'll let you do any type of intellect-based check.
Streetwise.
I'm going with tactics. I got a 10.
Okay. Ronan's definitely going to get it. Holmes is going to get it, I should say.
I got an 11 on my Streetwise.
Taylor's definitely going to get it.
Would this be an investigate?
Any intelligence-based check.
I'm gonna investigate it.
I got a 13 on my Streetwise.
Okay, Aiden's gonna get it.
I got a 9 on my
Alright,
investigate.
So you're all sitting around this table, munching down on your ramen. When you all have this revelation and stop eating, like at the same time you have this epiphany, we've been identified by Newbern intelligence agents as enemy combatant intelligence agents. Is flying to their homeworld in any way, shape, or form a good idea?
No.
Not in this ship.
Well, I mean,
They've
how
identified you
fast can
personally.
news get there?
It's ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, suddenly everyone's volume has dropped.
That's not good.
Okay, so we don't go. I mean, we have to go to New Bern. Maybe we'll get some.
No, you
disguises.
don't.
We do not know for any fact that the cores are on New Bern. We just know they're
But you do
not here.
you do know that. You definitely got solid intelligence that was a thing. However, you won't do anyone any good lined up against a brick wall with a bullet through your brain pan.
Yeah, I'll second that idea. I don't think it's a good idea to go there at all. I say avoid.
It is a blatant fact that I want the players to understand that if you go to Newbern, you will be rolling characters. And your characters should know that. Like, they've talked to these intelligence agents. They've talked about how when agents are caught, their expectation, like you had that girl in the interrogation room and she told you point blank that they expect any intelligence agents to simply be killed. And you intercepted a message identifying your persons as intelligence agents to these people.
All right. So we've been ID'd as GIA agents. Or just agents.
As some sort of intelligence agents.
Okay.
That they don't know that at that very specific point, but they know that you are involved in this whole thing, and they know this ship is involved. I just wanted to point it out because it's a pretty big point, and I didn't want, like, if you guys dropped out of jump space, I probably wouldn't even have made you do the trip. I would have said, okay, well, those characters are never seen again. Roll new characters. It's good. It's not even a thing you get a roll for. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you are aware that it's a really bad idea.
Sounds like we've got Drop Point Hotel and Holland then.
Unless you want to completely do like reconstructive surgery on your characters' faces. Like, you could make a whole campaign out of trying to do that. But you'd like have to ditch the ship, get a whole new ship, set up a persona, do like complete cosmetic surgery to change your everything down to your fingerprints. You see what I'm
I feel
saying?
like that's called re-rolling your character.
It's pretty much re-rolling your characters, yeah. But if you guys want to do it that way, you know, I'm not trying to completely take your agency away. I dropped a lot of hints that it wasn't a thing you should do, and I hate having to pull that GM thing, but you guys still were saying it was a thing.
Well, I appreciate you doing it. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go find some ship parts.
Die.
It's like, don't walk into the woods where the dragon lives. Maybe we should go into the woods, guys.
Yeah.
But the dragon took our toy. We got to get it back.
Maybe we can make a new one. I don't know.
So somebody wants to buy some ship parts. We got a bunch of cash now and a captain.
And a
Who has
captain.
cash? Who?
Does anybody else want to be the captain?
That's self-elective captain there.
I mean, no one else is gonna elect themselves, so maybe he should be the captain.
I don't know.
I mean, the captain
I
is the
do
one that gets
have
lined up
the
against the wall and shot first. So
That's true.
I'm good with that. I'm good. I
I
think that's a great, go down with the ship type thing. He can do that.
I feel like you guys are having this conversation. Taylor's like, wait.
I would take a bullet for any one of you.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's the captain right there.
I think I have taken a bullet for you, actually, if we're on the subject.
Yeah, I would have taken a bullet for you too. You remember that time I you did some first aid on you? I've helped you just about the same amount.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we keep scores because we're brothers.
I mean, yeah, I definitely. We're not keeping score at all. I'm up by 3.
All right. So we need parts. We need food. We need to go to Hoyland, right? And then do at least some investigation. Maybe we can figure out where the rest of the people from the original OG crew from The Perfect Stranger have gone, because we know that the old launch was crashed there, right?
Yeah, crashed in Hoyland.
It crashed in a battlefield around there, but not there. It was just a salvage place. Like, I ran off to it to go look at it. It was not in the little mobile town thing that is Island.
I know that the trail is cold, but if we want to find some of these crew members, maybe we could check there.
That's good start.
And then eventually we want to check out Herzen's Lust, right? And Drop Point Hotel. But that's a jump. Like, that's leaving this place. So we need to get the ship straight first.
Yep.
So I pointed it out on the map earlier, but if you want to, I'll do it again. You're here on Acadie,
It's
and in order to get to Herzen's Lust, you'd have to go here. So I think it's if you want to do that, you need to figure out a plan of, remember, your ship is capable of doing 5 at a maximum jump 1 jumps. However, if you miss jump or have any issues and you flight path a jump 5, you are dead. So having a reserve of a jump or 2 in the fuel tanks is probably a good idea. Also, if you want to carry any cargo at all, you have to open up some of those bays that you would have fuel in to have jump 5 to having cargo, which will take your jump down. And when I say jump 5, I should be more specific. You have jump 1 times 5. So it takes 5 weeks.
Yeah, I have a note here that says the ship can jump 6 hexes, but is that not the case?
That is incorrect. It can jump 5. It's also in its thing right here.
Well, it goes nowhere while it's broken. So
So it sounds like our priority 1 is to get the ship fixed, since we're kind of stuck.
I don't. It's a priority, but figuring out kind of don't have any active leads at the moment. So there's some value, I think, in going and checking out Hoyland and whatnot.
I was not sure we could just fly our new shuttle into there. That might get shot down too. That's kind of like the heart of the rebellion right now.
It's also that's obviously been done before and got shut down.
And there's a police officer that thinks that we're actively providing weapons, and flying directly there might draw some attention to very specifically me.
Well, he specifically said for you not to leave, too. That's just a recommendation, but...
I didn't leave this system.
Well, I know.
Okay, so do we want to split up maybe, get some parts together, and then do like a fixing montage? Or do we want to go straight to Hoyland to investigate?
Well, I recommend that a couple of us go try to get the rest of our parts while we sit here and try to figure out the password and whatnot to those data wafers in that other computer, and or do some investigating around town to see if we can get like a contact to get into Hoyland or some sort of like intelligence gathering, so we're not going into Hoyland blind. And potentially finding some sort of entryway, whether that's sneaking in, whether that's meeting a contact, whether that's some sort of the spycraft thing, figuring our way in. Just my thought.
Okay, that's a great thought. I'm more of a mechanic than an investigator, so I guess I'll be looking for parts. Unless you need help, or do you think we can split up?
I think we can split up for this first part, because we're not like two of us are looking for parts, the other two, hanging out, looking at a computer and whatnot, and then going and digging. As long as we stay in twos, we should be fine.
Okay. Is this how you guys want to do your first couple days? Now that you've settled back in, I'm going to say that you've, over the course of a couple days, you've got most of your relays put in. You also still have your M core and your fuel pump to put in. So we can just do some rolls and talk through some stuff if you want to break into those groups.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Get the headway going.
Okay, who wants to go first? Also, who's walking this letter down to the mailbox?
I'll take the letter to the mailbox.
We'll go.
Okay, so this is Team Gather Intelligence, and this is going to be Holmes and Luca, right?
Works for me. But before we leave, I'm gonna remind the other two, hey, we have the contact that is looking up for all the name brand parts for us. Don't forget to give him a call when you head out to go find your parts.
Did specify that last time.
Oh yeah, good call though. We have a
Definitely.
contact.
That is a good call, because I had forgotten about that as the GM.
We by chance have his name?
Random dock worker that I met in the bar looking for you.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he's got to be like a Fast and Furious character name. If he's got like name brand parts and stuff.
If you make me make this guy a name, I'm going to make you RP a session with him. Just throwing that out there, Thodubs.
He's a nameless red shirt.
Nameless red shirt? Okay. We know where to find him?
Yes, we have his phone number and everything.
Cool. Great.
Okay. Roleplay session it is. All right. So, Team 1, gather intelligence. So you guys are going down to the local mail studio, mail post. What would it be in a starport? Terminal, mail terminal. Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
that's
Our post.
So as you're going through there, there's like obviously all these terminals and queues, and people putting their data wafers and putting in queue to be sent off, and they want your cargo and destination. And did you guys want the express route or not?
I mean, we should get the express route. Oh, wait, is that much? No, just the regular transmittal.
Okay. Regular transmittal, 32 weeks. I think it was like 10 credits.
I mean, that's right. That's what we went for, right? Encryption, just send it out there. 10 credits. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So go ahead and give me, both of you, a... You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll for it. As you're going through there, you notice that there is a gentleman who is got a for sale sign by a rough looking van, and he's got a table, and the thing that catches your eye is on that table is the other fuel pump that you need, scattered amongst many parts. He's just selling parts out of the back of the van next to the mail terminal.
I like this guy.
Maybe that's our part.
I see Holmes looking at the thing, like stopping. Is that the thing we need to help us fly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want to just give him the money? How heavy is that?
So, you walk up and he's like, "Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?" And I'm gonna say, let me re-roll that dice one more time just to see. Nope, you're not that lucky. He's like, "Hey, gentlemen, how you doing? You interested in buying any of these wares? I also got a couple of extra vehicles if you're looking for a runabout for around town."
I mean, my engineer says he needs a what's that thing? It goes fuel pump. Is that what that is?
Yeah. What you looking for something specific on the fuel pump front? I could probably find you something.
Is that one name brand? Is it?
So I have a couple of fuel pumps here. I got two generic ones. I have this. It's a slightly used Hijax Turbo Flow. Really high quality. Comes from the Alliance. I can't get these out here like this.
That's what I'm looking for. How much are you looking to sell it for?
For you, good sir, 5,000 Amontage credits would probably cover this genuine piece of technology.
Metagame, I've got an active bug. What's the range on that?
I'm gonna say at least a kilometer for the active one. Let's just say a kilometer for the time being, unless you look it up and it says different. It's in the central supply catalog.
That just means, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for. I'm going to pat my things. I'm gonna look for some money.
You don't happen to have any O2 scrubbers by any chance?
Let me have a rifle through the van real quick. And he's gonna open the back of his van, and he's gonna come back and say, "Yeah, I've got several air scrubbers of various qualities back here. You looking for something specific?"
You got any gold air?
I have 4 gold air scrubbers available. They are also Alliance tech. You guys have expensive tastes.
Yeah. Hard to believe we found somebody out here that can get a hold of that kind of stuff.
How much for those then? Whole package.
You want all 4 of them? Tell you what, if you buy all 4 of them, I'll let them go at 1,000 apiece.
So that's 9,000 for the pump and the scrubbers.
Absolutely. Great deal. Also, this van is for sale. I haven't mentioned that. It's like the fourth time he's mentioned it. He's like trying to explain to you all the great parts of it. He actually has a couple of different vehicles pulled up. As you look through, actually opens up. There's a couple dirt bikes that are sitting there, and there's a beat up truck, and he's got for sale signs on each of them.
I mean, do we need a dirt bike? We just need some parts. I mean, we're looking. What are you looking for one of those bikes?
Just give me a moment and I'll have a quick look-see. It shouldn't be that much. These things are relatively common around here. You gentlemen are doing me a good turn on the other thing. It's used. I'll let one go for 5,000.
Just a second. I'm getting a phone call, and I take a couple of steps back. And as I'm just mumbling into my phone, I send Holmes a text. I say, "Are these prices like regular prices, or are we getting stolen goods right now?"
Holmes, are you a mechanic of any measure? I think I remember you having some mechanical skill, right?
Nope.
Nope.
I am not a mechanic
and you
or an
don't-
engineer.
Or engineer. You have no idea then.
Oh, my specialty. I've got electronics.
Yeah, but these aren't computers.
It's almost like you went to go mail a letter and the mechanic stayed on board doing mechanic stuff.
Huh? Yeah. You absolutely did.
When he responds back, I'm gonna actually call our mechanics. I'm gonna say, "Hey, I got a fuel pump and 4 O2 scrubbers. They're looking to sell them for 9,000 credits. Is that am I overpaying, underpaying?" The guy's giving me a weird vibe. He also wants to sell me a dirt bike.
Well, we
And a
don't
van.
need a dirt bike, man. Does he have a helicopter?
I can ask.
All right, but we don't. I don't know if we need all those scrubbers. I think we're good. No, we just need 2 scrubbers. So we don't need to buy 4 of those. And then let's see. Hold on, I'm covered with oil here.
So if
let them know we've already got one of the fuel pumps, so we need 3 more, right?
If the parts were brand new, they'd be asking about 20% more than they're worth. A little bit less than, but almost 20% more.
But then these aren't new.
But these aren't new, but they're Alliance tech, which is really rare out here, hence the markup. So they are. It's higher than market value if you were back home. But that
See if you can talk them down like 20% there, Luca. We don't need a dirt bike though.
Do we have any view of inside the van?
He's not like protecting you from it. If you want to take a look around, he's going to have the truck and the van they're semi-loaded. Enough that if you wanted to buy one of the vehicles, he could load all his goods into the other one. You want to look through the van? You want to look at the van? What are you looking for specifically?
I'm looking for any sort of one, if conveniently all the parts are the stuff that we need and it's all Alliance tech. And I'm going to look around to see if there's anybody else watching us with this interaction.
Okay. Yeah. That's a really good thing to look for. I would like you to go ahead and roll me a perception check. It's going to be 2-tier in difficulty, so just roll it for me and give me the result.
Roger. 7.
7.
Yep.
Would you like to succeed with a consequence?
Go big or go home. Let's do it.
Okay. So as you're moving around to the back of the van, the first thing you're going to notice is that while he has boxes for these parts, he's definitely locally printed them. And the parts that are in the boxes show signs of being forcefully removed from something. Also, the license plate on the back of the van is made out of paper. It looks metal until you get close, but it's like cardboard and paperboard. As that is happening, multiple different law enforcement figures in SWAT gear storm the stand and tell everyone to raise their hands and not to move or reach for anything. So Luca, you're here, and Holmes, you're here behind the van.
I just hang up.
Boop, 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 boop. Local law enforcement come in. Everybody hold still. Hands up. What do you guys do?
My phone is still in my hand. My hands are up. I'm like, oh, hey, we just, yeah. And I get on my knees.
Holmes?
I put my hands up and back up a little bit away from the vehicle.
Mr. Lenny makes a run for his truck. And he jumps in the side of this truck and guns it. Holmes, give me a reflex roll.
You'll never take me alive.
Reflex is dexterity, correct?
That is correct. Just a raw dexterity roll. If you have the skill dexterity, you can add that modifier.
I'm not that good. Raw dexterity. Good roll. I don't want to get hit by a truck.
You've got athletics dexterity.
Oh, yeah, I do. 11?
That works. So you like ninja roll out of the way. This officer right here is not quite so lucky and gets clipped by the vehicle, and the truck runs over his leg, and he starts howling in pain as this thing careens off. It looks for a minute like the Civ truck is going to get away when 2 helicopters come out of like the shadow of one of the nearby starships, and they open fire with 30mm cannons on the truck, shredding it.
Man, I missed the helicopter.
From his knees, Lucas says, they did have a helicopter.
And the police, they come over to Holmes and Luca, and they do handcuff them, and they explain that you are being detained in relation to a stolen goods racketeering ring, and they're going to take you into custody.
We didn't do anything. We were just looking. He said for sale.
It's you. We understand, sir, but you're going to have to be detained while we investigate this. And they're gonna cart you guys off to the police station. All right. So, other 2 guys, Taylor and Aiden.
I'm never using the mail again.
Dude, they said it was snail mail, but geez, they're taking forever.
I know, what the heck, gosh. And
You were on the phone
call
with me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were on the phone with him. It just disconnected. You just hung up. What happened?
Well, I heard a bunch of background stuff. So they were asking about parts, and it seemed like they were at a stall or a store or something. I was just trying to give him a heads up that he could probably pay less for some of those parts. But then in the background, I heard freeze, put your hands in the air, like really commanding, like it was like an authority figure. They might be in trouble, actually.
Great. That's all we need. Trying to find some parts, and they get themselves caught up in trouble just going to the mailbox.
Look, like we're right in the middle of this M drive core install, so I guess we can leave it here, kind of half hooked up, and go figure out what happened to him.
Okay, we can do that. Is there a way to like maybe call him back and see if he'll answer his phone? And do we need to go? Is there a place we can pick him up, or are they just how are they detained? I mean, they need bail. What are we talking about?
So you're thinking, man. I'm not thinking properly. I dial Luca back.
It rings. And it rings.
Officer, that's my phone. Like, do I get a phone call?
You are not under arrest. You are being detained. But you may not make a phone call until we determine that you're not talking to some gunmen who are going to come out here and just murder all of us in relation to this racketeering ring. We'll be at the station in a few minutes. I'll take your statement, and the lead investigator will determine whether or not you need to stay any further or be charged. I'm sure whoever it is will call you back.
I leave you the most brotherly voicemail. Just like, hey, it's me. Call me back. That's it. That's just my voice. Okay, well, I guess we can keep wrenching on the SIM core then, or the M drive, and try to get this thing installed.
Sweet. So, you guys have got the old unit out. I'm not going to make you roll for that. But go ahead and give me a mechanic / engineering M drive roll. So I need both of them. The mechanic part is just to get the thing in place. The M drive roll is to actually get it installed properly. You guys can assist each other.
14 on my mechanics.
Was that with the assist, or did you want to? How we want to roll separate, or what we want to do?
14 really doesn't need any help.
Yeah, that was
right,
just my straight up mechanics. If you want to help with the other part of it, though,
I'll help with the other part if you need it.
I roll it. Because I only got a 7.
And I got a 7, but we were running. So is that with the assist? You do 3 die?
So only one of you is supposed to roll it if you're doing an assist that gives a boost.
Oh, okay. Then that was his roll, and it didn't. Yeah.
So I'm going to say you both try, but you didn't critically fail. So there's no damage to the M drive. You find that you do not have the right tools to install this damn thing, and you need to make a trip down to the local shop and try to get the right tools.
All right, so I need this. There's this thing. It's 2 cones, and they separate out with these rods. You got to turn the rods. There's 4 rods. I'm trying to. All right, we just need to go to the store, I guess. I don't have one here. I thought I did in my bag over here, but there's not one in here. So we got to get that puller aparter tool.
It's like one of those custom brake tools. It's something you only need for this job.
Yeah, it's a measurement stretcher.
Measurement
there we go.
Stretcher.
I like it. Okay, a measurement stretcher. Okay, we need to get one of those.
Okay, so you guys are walking down. So you guys are walking to the local store, and as you walk out of the spaceport, there is this police action at this. There's a burning truck. There's a ambulance loading a police officer in. There's all sorts of police cars, and you see.
Is there a helicopter?
The helicopters have moved on.
Damn it!
But you can hear them.
Fuck! I always miss the helicopter.
So you guys see this scene there. One of the things. Well, go ahead and roll me perception, both of you. You might see that the parts you need are just laying out there.
I got a 4 total.
Where's the helicopter?
Yeah, man, I'm looking up. I'm like, fuck! I can hear him.
Yeah, so you're straight perception. I didn't get it either. I got a 4.
So you guys are like, man, what happened there? Walk right in front.
Yeah. Jeez. That thing's riddled with bullets. You see that? That truck over there?
Stepping over the fuel pumps. That's weird.
There's a big holographic sign that says, "This is a police control. Please do not interfere."
Oh, yeah, we stay way out of that.
Yeah, I'm not hanging around with those guys at all. I want to stay as far away as possible.
Do you think... Oh, man, do you think this is what happened to those guys, though?
I don't know. Do we see them around here anywhere? I mean, are they close by or something? Let's look around for them, maybe.
I'm going to find a bystander or a passerby and ask him what happened.
There we go.
Okay. Let me just roll something real quick. Yeah, no, they have no idea. They're like, yeah, we don't know, and we don't want to know, and those are the super police. So we're not gonna mess with them. Also, they used a gunship to kill a guy, so definitely going over here. But I totally didn't see anything.
There's a body in that truck. Oh shit! Is there a
Oh,
cafe
no.
around or anything?
Yeah, it's the exit to the starport. So there's like 6 different types of various takeaway restaurants of various types of cuisines. There's cafes. There's lots of things that are trying to separate travelers from their credits. There's also things like the mail terminal and the exchange stations where you can turn like precious metals and other credits into or out of, like you could turn your cash into gold or gold into cash. Or
Hey, you can come over here.
exchange rates for other countries.
I'm gonna catch a table at like an outside cafe. I'm gonna pull my phone out. I've seen Luca do this. I've never tried, but I know that this phone can kind of like get into the cameras. Maybe we can see what happened. I'm terrible at this though.
Okay. There are cameras around. So go ahead and run your computers, electronics, plus your intrusion 2. Or are they intrusion 1?
The comms are intrusion 1.
All right, so intrusion 1.
So that's a 12. So I rolled an 11. Plus 1 is 12. But then I don't have any comms, so I'm untrained. Or I'm sorry, no computers.
Okay, if you're
So that's a
untrained, it's
negative
negative 3, but you need to add plus 1 for the phone.
Well, I have 0 in electronics base, so it's a 0, right?
Yes, so all of those are zeros.
Okay, my bad. I should have filled that out on my feet
It's all good.
better. Okay, so yeah, 0. So 12.
Okay. So that's a success. You slice into the cameras. They're super not that secure. They're Wi-Fi, and you just slide your finger back on the time thing until you see everything that happened up to and including Luca and Holmes being loaded in the back of a cruiser and driven off.
There were 2 helicopters. Oh, I can't believe this. I fucking... Okay, all right. So the cops got Luca and Holmes.
Oh gosh, was this the whole thing that happened? So this was all because of them then, or they were wrapped up in it somehow?
I wouldn't put it past Luca that everything is blamed on him, but I think that they were probably just got wrapped up in.
Well, let's hope that Luca doesn't start talking to the cops because he has a habit of saying way too much.
We should probably get to the police station and maybe try to bail him out.
I think we need to get there as soon as possible.
So we're going to switch back to these other guys. They put you both in separate interrogation rooms. At first, a regular officer comes in and just takes your statements, which I would like to hear a brief 1 sentence of what your statement is like, but I think I already know.
Oh,
I'll go first. You go first.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. We were going to, send off a letter, and needed some parts for our ship, so we got called over there and started looking for parts for our ship, and then out of nowhere we get helicopters and guys with guns, and yeah, and now we're here.
Okay.
We were going to send a letter. We saw a guy with a sign that says fuel pumps for sale. It was a fuel pump for a Class R ship. We got a Class R ship that's missing a fuel pump. We thought it might have been ours, and then the police showed up. We didn't buy anything from anybody. We're just trying to look for parts.
Okay. So the basic beat officers take your statement and walk out, and Luca, you're feeling pretty good about it, and then the door opens, and in walks this gentleman.
I'm sorry, you said beat officer.
That's what they're called. He said poo.
Yeah, all right.
You guys.
Okay. Luca?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, so you're not plussed by this guy walking through the door at all, huh?
I mean, I've done all the things.
Okay. So Detective Jackson's like, Mr. Boas, you guys are using your real names, right?
Is this the same guy as before?
Yes.
It is. Oh, shit. Yeah, he knows, dude.
Oh my gosh.
He does nothing. You were Officer Johnson. Officer. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Not Officer Jackson, he says, and he's a little miffed by that.
It's detective, actually.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it would say. It's detective. And he would pull out the chair opposite of you and sit down. So, Mr. Boaz, this is quite unusual.
It's unusual for somebody who has a ship that's broken to buy parts for a ship.
Oh, is that what you're doing? And he's flipping through. He has the officer's statement in his hand. He's like, it's just that I have an alert set up so that if you were involved with anything, I would get pinged. And I happened to be here, and then I got pinged that you were involved in this thing. It's just that the gentleman who we were trying to apprehend is wanted in connection to a sale of TDX. Do you know what TDX is, Mr. Boaz?
I can't fly a plane with it. No, I don't know what TDX is.
Interesting. He pulls a small pad that has like a hand drawn on it. He's like, "Would you lay your hand on this for me?"
What am I doing? Why do you need my hand?
Just taking some biometrics real quick. It won't hurt, I promise.
Am I legally required to do this?
Only if you don't want to be arrested.
Well, that was a sneaky little only if I don't want to be arrested. So you're saying I have to do this or you're arresting me right now? They said I wasn't under arrest earlier. They're just taking me in for investigation.
They are. I'm doing the investigation. You've been accused of harboring weapons. You're now found at the scene of a weapons dealer who's been caught and killed. I'm trying to clear you.
Oh, okay then. I touch the pad.
It's very trusting. So he hits a button.
Oh my
The
gosh.
thing scans your hand, and a little green light appears. It's like, please leave your hand on the pad. Can you please repeat your statement and tell me what you were doing when you went up to the vendor?
I was sending a letter, and I went up to the vendor because he said spare parts for sale. Or he said parts for sale. It's a lot of different things. And I saw that he had the part that fit our ship, a Class R ship, and I was curious about it. And then he had another four Class R ships, and we were like, this is what we were looking for. And he was selling them at a price. And I called out to see if it was a good price or not. And then I turned around, the police officers were there.
Are you or have you ever been involved in any weapons sales here on Acadie?
I've never sold any weapons on Acadie.
Okay. Light stays green. And he says, all right, I actually think I can probably clear you of this, Mr. Boaz, and that's good because my gut told me you were probably innocent the first time, and I would hate to have been wrong about that. One more question. You said you were sending a letter. Who was it to?
It's to our papa.
The light turns red. That's all, Mr. Boaz. Thank you. And he grabs the pad, and he turns around right before he goes out the door, and he's like, you and your compatriot are free to leave. And he walks out the door.
I call my brother.
Hello?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, you. We're on the way to jail to come pick you up.
Clearly you don't have to. I'm all right.
No bail or nothing?
No, we weren't arrested. Misunderstanding.
How big were the helicopters?
Oh my goodness! You should have seen the cannons these guys had on them. They were like,
I fucking missed it.
They whipped around at a real fast rate, and they caught a guy as he was going like 40 miles an hour in a car. Like just took the entire car down. Yes, but I don't think he was selling those helicopters. Those are police helicopters. We probably shouldn't take those.
Right. Okay.
Hold on. I'm still like leaving the jail cell right now, or facility. It's not like a jail.
So what's going on with those parts though?
They were like stolen, and the guy said something about THD or TDX, or I don't know.
It's an explosive.
What?
It's an
TDX.
explosive.
It's an explosive.
We could have bought a bomb from that guy. Wait, I probably shouldn't buy bombs from that guy.
We can't
Hey,
now.
Holmes, are
He's
you ready to go?
barbecuing his nuts on the street.
We just meet up on the street.
So as you guys are coming out of the police station, because Holmes was released at the same time, Aiden and Taylor are like pulling up to the police station in like a cab or Uber, I guess. Because you guys didn't really specify, or are you just walking up there?
We didn't figure out how far away it is. If it's far enough,
So it's within walking distance, but it's an irritatingly long walk. It's like a 30-minute walk.
was the van, the A-team van, that was part of the crime scene, though, right?
That is part of the crime scene, yes.
What
That's
about the little dirt bike?
that's a very common. So both those are part of the crime scene, but they are very common sights. So I just wanted to point out that it's like, not unusual to see plenty of those around. The reason I ask is because if you guys are walking, Holmes and Luca are going to be leaving the police station before you get there, but you'll still be able to see them like down the street. But a junior officer is going to come out and be like, "Hey, Detective Jackson said I should tell Luca, it's one of you, that those parts he need will be available at police auction tomorrow." Does that mean anything to you guys?
Thank you, beat officer.
What time's the auction?
Oh yeah, no, wait. What time's the auction? Sorry.
He gives you all the pertinent details, and then he goes off.
I think I got a lead on some parts, brother.
I think those parts were our parts to begin with.
Might be. Okay, so you guys can't mail a simple letter without getting arrested. That's fun.
We successfully mailed the letter. That was no problem.
Oh, well, that's good.
We
Saw helicopters
we did see those helicopters. Holmes gets it.
up close.
You gotta keep rubbing it in. Now both of you are rubbing it in. That's great. So, did you send it, like, the letter, did you send it express like we talked about, so that you'd get it earlier?
No, that was real expensive.
It's gonna take, like... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, what was that thing about a police auction? We can go and get parts cheap, you think?
Yeah, he said it's tomorrow. All of the parts that were there, which was at least a fuel pump, and some O2 scrubbers. Did you see anything else, Holmes?
I didn't see anything specific. There are a lot of parts, and they all looked Alliance quality. So pretty positive it was our parts to start with.
And a dirt bike. You see that orange one?
And a dirt bike.
I'm kind of got a question here. That that one officer, that plainclothes officer, or that officer, uniform officer, came over here a little while ago. He said you talked to somebody. You talked to a detective.
Yeah, that same one that came on our ship last time.
You talked to the same one. So what did you say to him? What did he ask? What did he want? What's going on?
He thought that I was innocent, that I wasn't selling arms, and I told him I wasn't selling no arms. He was just there looking for ship parts. And he asked me about TDX, which is explosives now. I know some stuff.
Okay, so you got that. That was it, though, huh? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I thought we were selling weapons, and then we were associated with Dude Man that died via helicopter.
Yeah.
He was selling explosives. Did they say he's selling weapons?
That's what they were investigating him for, yeah.
Don't you find it kind of interesting? It was that same cop. Is he like following us or something?
Yeah, like that's his job, is to figure out. He cares a lot about who's selling weapons to the rebels. But it's not us, so we all right.
Oh, all right. Well, as long as he doesn't get involved in our other business or anything like that, then we may not have anything to worry about. But if he starts asking questions that have, some issues with what we are truly doing, then that may cause a problem.
Did he ask you about the letter?
He did, yeah. He said, "Who'd you send it to?" And I said, "My papa." And then he had my hand on a thing. I think it told lie, like a lie detector thing.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah.
He knows you're lying?
He knew I didn't send a letter to my papa, but he also knows that I didn't sell no weapons on Acadia.
Okay. Well, at least he knows that.
That's I guess that's good, I guess. I recommend we be a little more extra cautious around this guy. I don't know.
We was just trying to buy some parts. Thought I found us a deal. Or Holmes
Well,
found it. He knew he was looking for him. He's a
I don't know,
better
those
salvager
detectives,
than me.
Those detectives, once they start getting around something that comes up as being red, like you said, it came up as being false, that you said something to him, it kind of might raise a flag for him, and hopefully he doesn't get too curious.
Dude, if he can break the encryption on that letter, he's a heck of a detective.
No, fair enough, but I'm worried he might not have to.
How's he? What?
Like, did they get a warrant for that?
Oh, I don't know if they can get a warrant for that. Well, these are the police. I don't know what they can get, but the thing is, it's just we kind of want him to stay as far away from us as possible in any weird questions he may have. So I guess we want to see him as clean as possible, and coming up with something that was being said that was untruthful might not be a good idea.
Yeah, I sent a letter to my papa. I'll still say it again.
Maybe if he asks you next time, you can tell him that you're into, like, daddies or something.
Ha! Yeah, there we
Um,
go. That'll help.
That'll help, because then he'll, like, leave it alone, right? You'll just, like, make him too flustered.
Yeah, you just tell him you got some kind of weird fetish or something like that, and you didn't want to talk about it.
Kizik, did you get my Discord message?
Everything was better. Like 40 minutes ago now.
Okay, making sure. Okay. So you guys, two of you need tools. The other two of you were going to do some intelligence gathering, and it sounds like there's lots going on. And there's a lot of chaos right outside the starport right now.
Well, I'm all about trying to get away from this place, but if we need to come back to buy some parts or something like that. Now, were you guys coming back to buy the parts, or should we do it, or what's the plan?
I mean, we should all go to this police auction.
That's tomorrow, though.
Yeah. So, while there's chaos going on, I'm gonna take over a couple of these wireless access points at the end. Bring down theirs, boost up mine, so that your cafe guest Wi-Fi now just relays everything to me.
Well, that's pretty slick. Yeah, I just handed you my phone, because other than texting, I barely got into those cameras. Aiden was with me. It was fucking crazy. I high-fived him and everything.
Yeah, you push the button that says "Take over camera."
Whoa, it was a little bit more complicated than that. There's like 3 numbers you got to put in, and then like a dot, and then like, I don't know, man. Like, you should be proud of me.
I was pretty excited for him. It was a big moment. You know, we got pretty excited.
Plus, as I'm like scrolling back through your phone logs, you like pushed up on the security thing. So instead of watching us get taken, you were watching those helicopters.
Those helicopters are sweet, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I watched you get pulled away out of there, but they shot that guy.
That was pretty cool. We watched it on rewind a couple times, you know, and
that's cool
it was pretty slick. We kind of like that.
You ever seen bullets the size of soda cans hit a pickup truck?
It was there was no contest. There was no pickup truck after that happened. It was just junk.
Which is a shame, because I think we need a pickup truck. We got to get some like structural parts for this thing too, and these things are going to be heavy as all get up. So, look, I'm all for going to the police auction tomorrow. Maybe like right now, while things are crazy, we could take the launch somewhere. It's brand new. Could put some miles on it. Maybe go to Holland.
And did they have all the parts that we needed, or just the ones that weren't you? I guess there were some specific ones you guys were talking about.
I
We
personally saw.
specifically Go ahead.
Go for it, Holmes. You know the parts better than me.
They specifically have one of the fuel pumps that we need by name, and a couple other fuel pumps, and they have the O2 generators that we needed. And then there's plenty of other parts in there that I didn't have a chance to actually verify were, but there's like they all look like they were ripped out of something. And if they've got Alliance tech on two of the things that we've asked for, I'd say it's a pretty good bet that they've got a lot of the other stuff that probably came from our ship.
So what you're saying is we should probably wait till tomorrow to actually go to the thing and just see if they have all the remaining parts. You know, the I/O relay sensors, along with the flow regulator and the structural components.
They
I don't
might
know
have
the
them. They
structure.
might not.
Yeah, I don't know that the structural components, those are like as much as we need. They're probably too big to fit in a van in the back of a truck.
Right. So
But
we
we're
still
only
need to
half
source
full.
those.
Yeah, so they're like at a minimum, we're talking 8x4 sheets of crystalline armor
Mhm.
for patching the hull. So they are like, I'm not saying you couldn't get them in a van, but you certainly couldn't get them in there with a bunch of other stuff. And that's the minimum size they come in.
Well, we could probably go to some place like Space Depot or something like that and order it, though, right?
The crystalline
Or is that
armor, I mean, it depends on your definition of Space Depot. No, you can't go to your local hardware store and order Starship grade crystalline hardware. However, there will be a ship builder somewhere near the starport that will have that material.
Okay, so we may need to talk to them to source out that that stuff then.
It's also not stupidly expensive, but it is, bulky.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm up for, if you guys think we're good at getting our parts tomorrow, for the exception of the structural components, then yeah, I'm up for whatever you guys want to do. You
I
guys
still
want
have-
pizza? We can just get some pizza on the way. What do you guys think about that?
I still have half this core to put in. I don't think we fixed that.
Yeah, we got a pizza over there too. It's getting cold right now. We could probably finish that up,
I'm getting kind of hungry.
I'm talking about the core, not the pizza. Well, I am talking about the pizza, but you know what I'm talking about.
Give me a couple.
I'm gonna talk. Yep, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to the starport where all the craziness is going on, and kind of just listen around and place a couple of passive bugs, just to kind of see what everybody's talking about, to see if there's any information to be gleaned in all the chaos.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Specifically about TDX and like where this guy's coming from, and
So there's a couple of different things you can do. A recon check for placing the bugs is one of the things you can do. You can do perception checks for listening in on people, investigate checks for, gathering information. It's 1d6 hours for each check you want to make to do each of those things.
I want to do the investigating and the bug placing. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, you can roll your d6 and say how many hours it is, and then you can roll your check to see if you're successful.
All right, so 2d6 because I'm doing two things. A total of 6 hours. And for the scores, investigate going first. Horrible roll, but we'll 8 on my investigate roll, and the exact same thing on my recon roll.
Okay. So you place some bugs as you are doing your investigation. Basically, you find some spots, some lampposts that are really close to where the police stuff is, but still technically outside the line. You place your bugs. And because they're passive, you have to come back and retrieve them later, but that's easy enough to do. As you are talking to bystanders and people who are like the bored police officers that are just maintaining the perimeter, you find that they are fountains of information because they're bored and they don't see any reason not to talk about this, and they're not the super police. And there was a crate of TDX in that van. A crate. Like 100 individual charges. That's enough to do quite a bit of damage. And it looks like this whole selling thing, like it was a clearinghouse from a recent heist. and that's probably how the police got tipped onto it, is whoever had stole a bunch of this stuff, they had been robbed in turn by another criminal organization. It probably doesn't have anything to do with the rebels, although they were trying to sell the TDX to the rebels. And yeah, that's what you'll get from that part. Is there, because you were asked specifically about the TDX, so I gave you that. Is there any other piece of information? Because you still technically could glean a little bit more if you have a specific thing you wanted to investigate.
The connection of like who stole what, like did they? Is there any talk about like the who's and that were involved in the selling of all the stolen stuff?
Sure. So there is a corporation that is known to be a front. It's an import-export business, and it's known to be a front for illicit goods coming in and out. And the beat cops are more or less efficient at deducing what this is, but not necessarily getting evidence. Like, they know that this front company is probably responsible for originally importing the materials. It was a local street gang that robbed them of it, and they're nobodies except for trying to profiteer. Just gonna give me a second, and I'm gonna get you the company name. Crux Corporation is the name of the actual organization.
Awesome.
Okay. I think that's about all you're going to be able to get.
It's something to go hunt down.
Now, who's next?
As he was walking around planting bugs, I had sat down at one of those tables and had taken over the guest Wi-Fi. I've got a little pineapple that's putting off Wi-Fi, so now everybody's Wi-Fi is going through me.
Okay. Your man in the middle attack?
Yeah.
And you made your roll successfully to do that already?
That's a lot closer than possible, but that was 8.
Okay, that's a pass though. Okay, so now that you have all the Wi-Fi hijacked in the mart, you're you're pretty sure that the hostess is banging the manager. I mean, what are we trying to accomplish here?
Just anybody walking by. I want to see who uses this Wi-Fi. Do any of the police officers have any, like when they log in, are they sending any emails out?
Okay. Are basically they not doing good OPSEC, and have you caught anything on it? I got you. Okay. Well, that's a fail, but not a critical one on the officer's part. So I'm going to say at least one of them sends a message. Ooh, let me roll one other thing because this would be juicy. Yeah. Okay. So he sends a message, and it's a detailed, like it's a straight copy of the police report of everything that went down. It's got video of the gunships taking the thing. It's a whole report of everything that happened, most of which you're already familiar with. And it's going to an office building nearby that you can cross-reference on your map if you want to.
Yes, please.
Need to do a little bit of navigation, or you can try to use another skill. You can argue it.
Investigate.
I'll take investigate. Investigate. Fine.
How does a 10 do?
10 does great. It's the local news service. With a 10, you're even able to pin down that it's a very attractive, very popular young woman who's been a reporter. You've seen several of the reports that she's put out. They are as close to critical of the government's handling as she can get and stay on the air of the rebellion.
She's critical of the government or critical of the rebellion?
Critical of the way the government's handling the rebellion. She seems to support the government, but not the way they're dealing with this problem.
Interesting.
I note all of this down and say hi to Holmes as he sits back down for another cup of coffee.
Hello.
Yeah.
While you're looking up stuff, can I get you to look up if there's any local looking for the Crux Corporation? Apparently, they're a front corporation that's bringing in explosives potentially to sell to the rebels.
Just Google Crux Corporation.
Yeah, good start.
Oh, that's boxcars.
That was a waste. What does does it end up being a critical success? Realize that to pass this, you only needed a 4. So if you got boxcars, it almost certainly is.
That's 8 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, so you didn't mean to, but you've got your intrusion, and it's just such default that you find their website, and their web server basically has a wide open backdoor access, and you are in their mail server by accident. For Crux Corporation, there's a lot of standard traffic to sift through, but there's also at least 2 secondary sets of communications. Like, there's actual transmitters that are not known to anyone except for people who would either be deeply in the IT of this company or are at a very high level.
I found their private server. Or I found communications like on top of the. Oh, I found their subdomain inside their regular domain. Maybe.
Yep.
First I go. Oh shit! I didn't turn the. Well, that's a lot of information. It's going to take me a little while to run through all this, but I think I'm on the internal server for the Crux organization.
You are, but
Awesome.
it's mostly that you can tell that the secondary communication exists. One of the things you're going to notice is that it's a sneaker net to get to the actual database that you're looking for. It's all like you have to manually move to a air-gapped server.
I see a couple of messages that go, oh my goodness, I got to move this over again. It'll be down in 10 minutes. Hold on. And I go, I think there's a server. We got to go into the actual corporation to get into if we want to see all this information. But that's cool.
I think there's definitely some value in doing that. As it looks like they were trying to bring in an entire crate of TDX to get off to the rebels before they were robbed of their own products. I think this is a good lead to figuring out who's supplying what to the rebels. We can take a look at their contacts and what they've been shipping.
You think Crux is supplying supplies? I thought that guy robbed Crux and was then trying to sell them to the rebels.
Yeah, I think Crux is an import front that got robbed by these just a street gang, and somebody's using Crux to move supplies to the rebels.
I'm going to take a quick bio
Cool.
break. It is 10 o'clock. Feel free to keep talking amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so we got a dirty cop who's selling officer reports to one of the news ladies. We got a import-export company that is supplying munitions to the rebels, and we got a auction to go to buy some parts for our ship. It's a pretty good afternoon.
Should probably make sure we eat and sleep some too.
I'm on my 4th cup of coffee. I'm going to go to bed real late.
Woo!
PTSD, not seeing a helicopter.
I mean, I was standing right next to the truck when the helicopter lit off. Good times. And we haven't had a chance to look at the computer or the data wafers yet at all.
Yeah, I'm scared about trying to break into that computer because that's a good computer. Like, its specs are top of the line.
I mean, it's our computer, right?
Yeah,
It came from us.
it did, but it's locked down. And if I reboot it,
I was just agreeing with you that, yes, I don't want to try to force my way into. There's got to be an easier way into that. Our phones connect to it at all?
I don't know. It looked like it was looking for a passphrase. So, I mean, the data wafers, those will they'll delete themselves if you mess up too many times. So, I'm kind of willing to take a shot on one of those.
But I know I know I'm not in the room with you guys, but I just want to verify a note here. Was there actually any connection between the Perfect Stranger and weapon selling, or was that just the detective's focus?
There wasn't a proven connection. However, there was a launch that was in that area, and a lot of weapons appeared around that time out in. So I don't think they had any, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna dig through all my notes, but I think it was that there's strong possibility that the launch and the old crew was involved in it, but not any actual proof.
Yep, my timeline has it. Ship landed, launch left, launch got shut down. A day later, rebels had weapons.
Okay. That kind of adds up if you're the detective and you're trying to figure out who gave weapons to the rebels.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty of things to point at that we are connected to. No actual proof to do anything about it, but lots of, hey, these guys are playing on the same ship, that we have a pretty good idea delivered weapons to them. I can see why he's concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's our course of action?
We're going to head back to the ship. We're going to eat some food, call it a night, see if they could put the rest of that M drive in, maybe help them out. And then
I'm going to retrieve my bugs a little bit later, and see if they give us any more information. And get something to eat.
Okay. I thought you had already retrieved your bugs, but that's fine. You can have them left out there.
I thought that was part of the 6 hours.
I was. Well, originally.
Okay.
But I have no problem with you leaving them out overnight.
Yep, that's my intent.
Okay. So, if you're going to try to put this M drive core in again, you can make another attempt at it. I need a M drive check. and you can have an assist from someone who wants to help you. Unfortunately, you can only ever have one booster Bane. So even if the whole team helps you, it really only gives you 3 dice.
So Taylor,
I
did
am
you want to
not
go ahead and
trained
roll
on
that then,
anything.
or
I can roll it. I've got a 0 in M drive.
What was
okay?
that?
So go ahead and roll a.
What was that,
Let's see,
Holmes?
M drive.
Again?
What were you trying to say, Ronan?
I was saying that I have 0 knowledge of engineering, M drive, anything, so I don't know that I'm going to be much help.
Oh, okay.
I can crank the chain fall.
I've got a 0 in M drive and mechanic as well. So I mean, I can add a boost dice to you, Taylor.
I think I'm gonna help him first, and if we fail, then you and Holmes get a shot at it.
All right, copy.
We did get the right tool for the job, though, while we were out, correct?
You did, and thank you for mentioning that, because I meant to give you a +1 for that. So take a DM +1.
Okay, so then I roll 3 dice, and I get a +4 to the roll of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total.
It's funny how having the right tool just makes it just snap in.
Yeah, it's like they design them like this, like hard on purpose. Like I am freaking out while I'm putting this thing in. They've got to put this fucking shim right. Like, why? Why do this? You got to take everything out just to get to this.
It's just one more reason why mechanics hate engineers, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
Luca has like 4 screwdrivers in his hands and is just pointing them to you anytime you ask for something. You want me to hold that light a little bit higher? Real helpful.
You know what I need.
Is that another helicopter?
Every time. I miss it every time.
Okay. You guys have ramen for dinner again? The steward complains yet again about food stores being low. It's not like you're blatantly down to like dry rations.
Man, we got to go shopping. I'll have to go shopping tomorrow.
A pizza delivery scooter shows up at the door, and
Yep.
Aiden disappears for a few minutes and comes back.
I'm pretty full, burping, just like stuffed.
You had pizza earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh, I feel great. I really feel great. Kind of full.
How many?
I feel great.
Did you eat that whole pizza?
Well, yeah. Did you guys didn't want any, did you?
I look at everybody else like, did he offer you guys any pizza?
It's just ramen for me.
Well, I'm eating
All
ramen
the
too.
way.
You go out and you get pizza?
I mean, yeah. Well, next time the pizza dude comes over, I'll make sure to, I'll order 2 pizzas. One for me and one for the 3 of you.
I mean, you tell him how many pizzas to bring.
Right. Yeah.
I'm concerned that that's your 3rd pizza today.
Well, the 2.5 really, if you really want to think about it. I mean, the other half, I did finish that one.
That's also dairy and fruit. Like those do opposite things in your belly. You might have.
You are going to not poop for days.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just I got some pills for that. We'll clean myself out. We'll be good. We'll be all right. I do this all the time.
Steward, but Aiden's gonna need some help in his bathroom.
Yeah, you're going to need like a hook or something.
A hose.
Get the bidet extension.
You need a rectal router in there.
The enema machine. kind of like the Enigma machine, but not.
The steward that has been intently listening to you just walks off.
Well,
Can he order food?
The steward's got an attachment for that, you know.
Well, you guys all have phones. You can order. Oh wait, Aiden doesn't have a phone yet. Again, we never went and got his phone.
Nope,
So yes,
no phone.
the steward must have been ordering his food for him, or he could be using the comm panel on the bridge. That's why
This is the perfect
That's why it
stranger.
keeps showing up to the ship.
Now, see, I've got the steward. The steward just kind of does it for me. It's kind of like, hey, pizza, hook me up. He's got it like on a speed dial type thing.
Taylor opens up, like, how do I find food for an entire ship? And he's going through a bunch of different gourmet food choices, and trying to figure out how do you fuel an entire ship with food?
So the standard way is just to go to Space Costco and buy everything in bulk and put it in your storage.
Don't we have can't we get one of those food replicators or food fabricator machines or whatever?
Those are terrible.
Are they?
We've got a steward bot that will make us food. That's how we have ramen right now. He just doesn't have supplies.
But you guys
Yeah,
want to
you
eat
don't
ramen all the time? I mean, okay, all right, okay.
No.
We'll go to Space Costco.
We can get real food from Space Costco.
All right, Space Costco it is then. All right.
Welcome to Space Costco. I love you.
So the resupply cost for the ship is what you're basically paying here, the life support cost. It's not actually on this sheet. Wonder if it's on the standard type R sheet. That's perfect. This is a standard type R. All right, so it's...
I love Space Costco.
Are you trying to take on passengers when you go to the next destination? Because if you're going to take on passengers, that actually changes the cost of food and everything else. Also, when I do come up with this number, I'm going to want you guys to write it down because I'm going to have to do math.
Yes, on the customers.
Yes, on the passengers. Okay, so we'll do this for as many passengers as you can hold, and that way it'll be the highest number. Okay, so I need to go into here. Go into High Guard. I need to Control F. Is it called Part? Yeah, I support cost. This thing was so slow. I'm sorry, guys. You can keep talking amongst yourselves for a second.
Sorry, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, that's 27 total people that could be on the ship. Because I assume low berths don't have to eat.
They do not. They just have power requirements.
Oh man, we also still got a body in low berths. We only got 8 low berths available.
Yeah, I wonder how we're gonna get rid of that.
I forgot about the body.
Yeah, for real. I forgot too.
That one just starts to stink if that happens.
Yeah, we need to maybe shoot it. Once we get in space, shoot it out the shoot it out into space or throw it into the sun or something.
We've got a shuttle.
We want to keep the low berth, though.
Yeah, you just take the body out, put it in the shuttle, drive up into space for 20 minutes.
Not it.
And just chuck
Not
them
it.
into the sun.
All right, Aiden, that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Thor.
I've noted another random question from our last escapades with the robot zombies and whatnot. We still need to probably rest and heal from that because I don't know that we've done that yet.
You had 48 hours of in between. So as long as you can, as long as you can say that during those 48 hours you went to see a doctor and you didn't fall below your endurance, you can take 1d6 healing for each of those days.
Yay! I definitely went to a doctor.
Should be enough to bring all of you back.
I don't think
anyone was really badly injured. That's one of the reasons I didn't make it a big deal. Okay, so it's actually quite a bit more expensive than I thought it was. I'm going to need a calculator.
I'm still kind of scratching that scar that I have that's left over from when Ronan shot me and I was in a trunk. So I'm kind of scratching that at still. It itches every once in a while.
That's 76 tons of passenger space times 250 credits equals it's 19,000 credits to fully restock the ship.
Ouch.
That can't be right because I think the maintenance on the ship is only $6,000. Maintenance cost is $8,000. Why? That cannot be right. I must have done that math wrong.
And that's for max occupants, you said?
That is for max. That's for night. That's for all tonnage of your grids being used. If you guys can keep conversations amongst yourself, I can do a little bit more research, or I can just GM rule on it, and then we'll come back later and figure out how it's supposed to be done.
Sounds good. So we got the core alternator put in. Looks like Taylor got that finished up. Did we finish the power relays also that we had?
That's what I was working on in the very beginning, but I don't think I got them all because there's a bunch.
Okay. I think there was we need 58 of them or something like that.
I think it was 70. Oh, no, yeah, 58.
Yeah, we got I think we bought 60, and we got the generic ones. Hopefully those will be all right.
We got one expensive fuel pump. Did we put that one in?
Yeah, we did. We had one.
Yet. I bought it, but I don't think it's in yet. At least it's not in my notes that I installed it yet.
So we can finish up on those relays and the one fuel pump we have. Get that all taken care of. Divide and conquer, maybe.
Yeah.
The relay should be pretty easy. I wouldn't think that it would take much mechanic skill to put in a relay.
I'm kind of scared of hot wires, and I never know which one is the black and which one is the white. It's kind of scary. But you tell me what to do, I'll go cut into the ship.
Oh, so if I tell you which one to do, you just do what I tell you to do? As long as I stand back and laugh at you?
I also can hold the flashlight again.
That's right. You're the dedicated. That's right. You can do that. Oh, that's a good idea.
He holds the light, and I work the chainfall.
The chainsaw. Well, I think we're done with the chainfall right now. I don't know how big those fuel pumps are.
Yeah, I don't think we will need that very much anymore. Oh, except for the structural stuff we'll need it for.
Okay, so Luca and I will take off and go and finish up these relays then. He can hold the flashlight, and I'll put the relays in. Finish those up. Did you two want to go off and so Holmes and Taylor, do you guys want to finish off that fuel pump?
I need to make sure that this isn't the next day because I don't want to miss the auction.
Okay.
Oh yeah, copy.
We still need to sleep.
I've done a quick GM rule that says that it's the number of staterooms times the life support cost rather than what the book actually says, which is the tonnage of the staterooms times the life support cost. I reserve the right to go back and change that later, but that makes your total $47.50, which I think is much more reasonable for buying food from Costco. Because it's also supposed to be per month. So if you're going to be out for more than, because if you take your full week, if you take your full endurance and you're out for 5 weeks, you have to realize that that's more than a month.
So you said $47.50 for max food?
Yeah, per month. Well, it's life support, so it includes a whole bunch of things like toilet paper.
Well, max supplies. Okay.
Yeah. But I need to go back and do more research and see if that number is actually right. So for today, that is the number, and that is how we're going to do it. I reserve the right to change that later. Because if I'm reading the book correctly, it's the tonnage of your staterooms, which you have 19 standards at 76 tons, times the cost of the staterooms, which is 250 credits per ton. Which seems ridiculous to me, because life support costs shouldn't outweigh the maintenance cost of the ship. Like, the maintenance includes things like repair parts.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And fuel, right?
Maintenance is not
fuel separate.
No, fuel is 100% separate. Fuel in the Rift is a big deal. I've already explained that once, but I'm going to reiterate it since you brought it up. Fuel is by default twice as expensive in the Rift, and in some places it's many times more expensive because it's very hard to come by in the Rift. That's what makes the Rift the Rift. It is hard to find fuel.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So you guys were doing some repairs, and then you were going to get some sleep, and then you were going to go to the auction the next day. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So are we at the next day right now? I think that was a comment we didn't know.
Well, we're not at the next day yet. You guys got to tell me what you're doing, and I have to set the scene. So give me a second. So tell me what you were trying to do the night before first.
Well, like you said, I'm going to put parts in, like power relays if I can, and then I'm going to get a good night's sleep and a good dinner, and then get ready for the auction the next day. That's my plan.
I'm gonna help put parts in and get some sleep and get my bugs and get some food and be prepared for the auction.
Okay.
We're trying to put.
Go ahead.
Same thing for Thodubs and I.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Speaking for Thodubs now, I see how you.
We were a team.
Yeah, we were together, so I mean.
So you guys want to wait straight for the auction?
Well, what time's the auction? If it's at like 6 p.m., probably not.
Okay. The auction's going to be about lunchtime. So I'm going to say noon.
We should get a van truck thing so that we have transport for anything that we buy at the auction.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Do we even have anything then? Yeah, we need to find something.
Can we go get like a Home Depot truck?
A U-Haul rent a truck for a day.
Yeah. Hertz rental.
You could do that. You could also call the brokerage and ask them if to borrow a vehicle, as they do provide that as a service as part of your Traveler Aid Society.
There we go.
I think you forgot. I think you forgot they exist.
No, I didn't. I'm actually I'm upset because I missed out on a date with Stacy to go fight zombies or ghosts and stuff.
She's upset about it too. She's not answering your calls. You got to talk to the secretary.
Damn it, man! All right, I'm gonna be in a shitty mood when I come back from this phone conversation.
You got back from the zombie killing thing, and you had like 19 messages. Like, I'm at the restaurant. Where are you?
Oh no! Damn, dude. Oh man, I've messed up. I'm gonna have to buy her flowers and all sorts of apologies. Okay, we're gonna do this right.
We're headed to Costco later.
Right. Okay. Well, let's get
Space Costco delivers.
Space Costco delivers. Then I'll get the agent helper secretary lady from the brokerage to get us a truck.
Mm-hmm. So she just asked if you want a truck or a van.
A truck would fit more, right?
Not necessarily, but it's up to you.
Can we get one of the big tall vans?
You
I'm good
can.
with that.
Yep. You ask for one of the special vans. She sends one of the special vans over. So a van pulls up to your cargo bay door. First thing in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. And as you guys get in the van, who's going to be in the back seat? Because somebody's got to be in the back seat.
I'll take the back.
I'll be in the back seat.
Okay. The two of you that get in the back seat are going to immediately notice that there's a giant minigun sitting like between your seats that is in a mount that goes to a hidden part of the top. Basically, the cargo part on the top is a breakaway shell that this minigun can replace.
Ooh, this is like so cool.
So when you said special van, the secretary totally misunderstood what you meant.
Wow, I love this brokerage.
Yeah, I think we ordered the wrong thing, but that's okay. We have a place to put our stuff, right? I mean, we have enough room in here?
It's got a half ton of cargo capability, which is it's not a lot. It's not a ton, but but
it's a half ton.
I'll take 1,000 pounds. That's better than nothing.
There we go.
Remember their metric for everything. It's 0.75 tons on the standard van, the one that you actually wanted and meant to order, but wasn't this one.
We taking this to a police auction, right?
This is you can't tell that it has this thing inside of it, right?
Well, so if you read the description thoroughly, that will answer that question.
Great. All right, so we won't get caught. That's what we need to do here.
That works.
Is anybody a better driver than Zero?
I'm gonna drive. Like, you don't have to ask twice.
All right, I'll sit in the passenger seat and sulk.
I mean, you could drive too if you want.
Helicopters? No. I missed out on. No, I'm missing out.
Do you want to get in the back?
Then all I want to do is touch that fucking minigun. I'm not doing that.
You look back there and like Dubs and Ronan's characters are both like spooning the gun from opposite sides.
Look at this thing. Oh man, it rotates here.
I mean, we are the heavy weapons guys.
There's a giant red lever that blatantly shears off the top cargo pod and deploys the gun, and they both like are looking at it.
Yes.
Has this big red button that says push here or don't push, and we're like contemplating.
To push or not to push, that is the question. Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at all the shells. They're underneath the seats. Like the whole back area, just the whole floor just has these shells everywhere. Oh my gosh. We're good. We're ready for combat.
This is what it looks like when it's ready for combat. I actually have a state for it, ready for combat.
Where does all the ammo sit? Is it like in between van walls?
There's actual like loose belts that are suspended between the two middle seats. I want to point out that it says casual observation only. If you open the doors, you can see this gun. Back doors,
right,
side
yeah,
doors, like it's not concealed in any way, shape, or form other than driving down the street. There's this luggage rack that, like, if you pull that big red button, it shears off the top and just flies away, and then the gun, pops up. And it's not a reversible thing either. Like, once it happens, the gun's just out.
See no problem with this.
Right.
So, all right. So Kizik drives you guys there. You guys talk about the gun the whole time. All those questions Ghost was asking the guys in the back, and they're explaining like, yeah, no, there's at least I'm sitting on at least 5,000 rounds of ammunition. So, or however many it is. I don't actually know how many it holds. Oh, it's 500 rounds of ammunition. That's much less exciting, but still, they're sitting on 500 rounds of ammo for this rotary autocannon.
Yeah, each of them the size of a thumb. You know, like 500 thumbs is a lot of thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Auto 5 only.
Yep. It has to shoot in full auto.
I really want to push that button, but we're not going to push the button. Okay, I got it.
We're
Not
going to a
enough.
police auction.
I know. I go, okay, well, afterwards, maybe. Well, anyway, no, we won't do it. We won't.
You were just talking about doing dumb stuff to the officer who's looking after me specifically.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I just a little excited back here.
For the record, all he said was that if that officer looked into what you guys were really doing, it might create a problem.
All I'm saying is machine gun on the roof is not going to say, so it'll say, give us all the stuff, but in a very different tone.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yep. I'm just saying.
I can still be excited about it, though.
All Dodub said while walking down the street in the clean open was...
So find a good parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look around and I find one that's like 6 more cars away. Make sure there's nobody looking.
Okay, so you guys park up, you go to the auction. It's just getting started. There's a bunch of people bidding on various things. And what I want to know is, do you want to bid on everything? What do you want to bid on? So the stuff that's available is all the stuff that I listed to you earlier. So we're talking about... Oh, whoops. That's the wrong chat. That is a hilarious picture of Mr. Cooper, though. Okay, there it is. Okay, so they don't have the IO relays. They do have the scrubbers. There's 4 of those. They do have one of the hijack pumps. Okay. And they're also going to have a number of other things for sale, like a standard rock van, a dirt bike, no weapons or anything like that. So what are you guys going to be bidding on?
I say we just bid on the things that we need, but I mean, if there's anything else that pops up that strikes a fancy, I mean, hey.
I'm gonna bid $300 on the rock van, and then any other type are parts, whether or not they're OEM.
Oh,
If they can go in the ship, I'll buy them.
Okay.
I'm going to help out Taylor here. They don't have like a helicopter for auction or anything like that, do they?
So
Oh my god, it's there.
All right, hold on. First off,
I think Taylor might want one of those.
I'm so transfixed on the parts, and then Aiden comes up. He's like, "You know, like, there's a fucking helicopter there."
helicopter's not for sale.
Oh,
The rock
I'm gonna go
van.
look at it.
The rock van is sold for 11,000.
Ouch! 11,000.
That's close to its market value. See, that's a 6. That's another fail. They don't have a ton of parts, so you can find 10 IO relays, and that's it. That are generic parts, plus what I told you was already there. If you want to buy them.
So we got 1 name brand fuel pump, 10 relays, generics,
4 scrubbers.
and 4 scrubbers, but we only need 2, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna buy them anyway.
About 4 of them, and those are the name brand ones, right?
Yep.
All right.
Gold Airs.
You're gonna bid how much? Just give me a percentage above or below.
I'm gonna start at like 20 below, and then see how it goes. If I have to capture them for cost or a little bit above cost, I'm gonna do it. But if it goes like crazy high, I'm not gonna go for it.
Okay.
Is this silent auction or do we have a paddle?
You have a paddle. There's a guy up top.
One, let me hear two.
Yep. I can't do an auctioneer, or I would do one for you.
Who has the paddle?
That's up to you guys.
You have the
captain.
money.
Wait, how did Kizik end up with the money?
I slipped it into his pocket.
You became the captain, and I became the money man.
I took all the money like very, very publicly, and then I slipped it to my brother.
So if I have the paddle, I'm gonna go up to like 150%. Like you're gonna have to push my hand down.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, stop. We don't need that one. All right, that's a gold air. We do need that one, but only go like what 800-900 maybe.
Okay.
Also, still very interested in the dirt bikes.
So you can bid and win the bid at 20% under market value for all of the name brand parts you're looking for, plus the 10 IO relays that go for next to nothing, because they're generic. It's 7,200 just for the parts. Do you bid on anything else? Because he's got the paddle, Kizik.
Dirt bike.
Okay, how much do you bid on the dirt bike?
2,000.
Or I could he gets 2,000 out with the paddle up before I can grab his hand and be like, what the fuck? What are we gonna do with a dirt bike?
Put it on the ship.
Did God just say that? That was a weird. Yeah, okay, put it on the ship.
6,300.
Did he get the dirt bike for $2,000?
I'm working on it. Hold on.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'm sorry.
I can't even now remember what it was.
Sorry.
No, it goes for 3780.
See, that's not even that much more. Like that would have been a perfect 10,000. We could have just used one of these fancy notes. 37. Oh, come
Look,
on.
7,200 is 7,200. We still got other parts to buy.
Okay. So you go up to the counter to pay out. And they ask you to put your money down.
I reach into my pocket and I pull out a nice crisp $10,000 bill.
Okay. They take that, and I will get you change. Because they're going to actually work in this paper currency, which is very important. Okay. To our cash register thing. Got 10 grand. Take away 72. Right? And then you get... Oh, what the shit? I don't know how to use a calculator. 10 grand. Ew. That's what I thought, bitch. Okay, so you need 2 of these. And then you need 1 of these. And then you need 3 of these. They asked you. Okay. Let me grab the Amondiage thing because that's important. And stick it in each of these. Oh, I shouldn't have duplicated this thing. Could have made my life. I'll just do that again. Okay, that should be correct.
I shook that money to put it into a pile and it disappeared.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I seen it.
All right, so first off, you can't shake that money to put it into a pile. They're all different denominations. They shouldn't stack together.
They didn't.
Yeah, they disappeared instead of stacking.
The problem is the things that magically disappear in Tabletop Simulator are going to later.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, exactly.
They don't
It's not
go
really
away.
gone.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead
That's
and
not
paste it, but be careful because the table may explode. Yeah,
Can I stack condos together?
should be able to. I bet what happened is you lagged out in the middle of shaking it and it flung it up. Oh, I found it. Oh, no, it didn't. It probably flung it to the far end of one of the tables. Like it's in space somewhere around the table. And it just hasn't figured out what to do with it. So the next time I relaunch the server, that money's just going to explode or something. It's just going to be like, I'm back.
Dude, this money is cool as shit, dude. Very cool.
You do realize that that's Star Trek stuff, right?
It's still cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I do like it. I've thought about like just taking it and changing it to something a little bit more traveler oriented because the design is perfect.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that money.
Me too. Okay. So you guys win the auction of all those parts. And now we're back to the whole question of doing, like, following up on your lead for Crux Corp and such. Well, you are out here at the auction. Is there any intelligence gathering you want to do? Remember your spies.
And it's a police auction.
It is a police auction.
Is there any like ne'er-do-well looking types that are very interested in getting like any of this dude's stuff back?
It's very interesting that you should ask. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Actually, you could also roll me a brokerage or a streetwise if you would like.
Oh, streetwise, I got a +2 on that. I rolled a 5 +2 +3 is 8 total.
Okay. A man in an incredibly well-to-do suit is unusually well interested in that crappy ass van that that you got outbid on. I know you didn't bid on the van, but oh no, you did bid on the van. The one that went for 11 grand. Like there's a guy who paid almost full price for a stolen, beat up, messed up van.
Oh, and he's that guy. Oh.
Okay.
I think there's something in the van. There's always money in the banana stand, guys.
So he's as you guys are paying up, he pays in large bills like you do, which that's quite unusual. Most people out here who are settling up after the auction are pulling out like just stacks of hundreds. He pulls out a crisp $10,000 bill. And then when the guy's like, what about the rest of it? He pulls out another crisp $10,000 bill. So he's paying with big bills. He's wearing a suit. Now most people here are not wearing suits or dressed up. And he's buying the shittiest van. Well, it's not the shittiest van on the face of the planet, but it's pretty rugged for what he's doing. And you guys actually finish up loading your van before he finishes getting his vehicle, because he's got to get tags and shit like that. So he's going through all this bureaucracy, and he keeps trying to throw money at the problem. And the officials are like, you can't buy your way out of getting license plates.
Hey, you guys have a tracker you can put on this van?
Is the van outside?
Yep. The van is like where you're loading your stuff. The van's like 2 parking spots away.
Give me the tracker. I'm gonna really quick run over there and put it on the van.
I hand him an active tracker.
Thanks, bro.
Okay.
Just sneaky over there.
You sneak over. You put the bug on the active bug on the rock. Where do you put it?
Probably under the like underneath the van. I'm gonna clip it to the underside of the chassis.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
I get a +1 on my stealth check.
Should have more than that. Oh, that's right.
Nope, because my deck sucks. 6 total.
You do pass because you picked a easy place to put it.
Yes. And I'm a mechanic.
They didn't really give you a benefit for that, but yes. So
Yeah.
you stick it on the underside of the vehicle, which is it's just as simple as stooping down and click. It's magnetic, fits right on. And Kizik, you get a beep beep, and you can now track it on your phone. It has a 1 kilometer range.
All right, let's get loaded up, gentlemen.
Like I said, you guys finish your stuff first, and that guy finally gets his plates done. At this point, the officials are actively obstructing him because he's pissed them off so badly. You shouldn't piss off people at the DMV. They might tap you on the shoulder. And then he just drives off.
Let's drive casual. And I toss my phone over to my brother and say, track him on there. Let's always stay 3 blocks, maybe 5 blocks behind him.
Okay. He's turning right up here on Park. Nope, that's not a right on Park. That's a left on Park. Sorry.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a drive check from Kizik and a computer's electronics check from Ghost.
I got a 6 on drive.
I got a 5 on my computers. Oh,
Okay.
That's not Park. God damn it.
So the bad news is that Ghost doesn't know how to use the tracker. The good news is that Kizik beat his drive score by 1 point, and therefore is going to be able to keep up with him just barely. And he is going to drive straight back to the to an office building in the main part of the capital city. It's home to many different corporations. He's going to get into the underground garage, and a gate's going to close, so you're not going to be able to go into the building with him.
Is this the Scrum Corporation office? Or no, the Crux Corporation office?
This is a office building that has many different things in it. You're going to have to... You're not just going to be able to say that. That's a little bit too... I didn't do any work for it.
I was locating signals yesterday.
Yeah, you were. On a map. You're now physically in front of a building.
Oh, I can't do that. No. All
And
right,
drive at the same time? Let's go ahead and do a check for that. It's a 12 to pass.
Yeah, I don't know how to work this fucking app. What is this, Waze? This isn't Waze.
You
I
should
think I
have.
went inside something. I lost him.
I feel like there's a passive-aggressive brotherly conversation with like, oh no, you had to drive.
I mean, I did
Yeah,
drive. I followed the car. He
Yeah,
probably saw us the whole time. He might have seen me hitting you in the shoulder as I was saying, which way is he going? Never mind, I see him.
I
Yeah, he
stared at
probably
the gun.
definitely saw that. Yeah, what these guys didn't do shit. I'm trying to do this app thing, and they just stayed quiet the whole time.
They
Have you
didn't.
seen this gun back here? Like,
I feel like they were like, we were ready with the gun the whole time.
All right, well, maybe we can circle the block. Maybe we can see like a directory or something out front.
Gotta locate. Like, you're on a thing that has maps. Just point right now. I pull over and find some street parking.
Okay. There's plenty of street parking. There's actually plenty of parking garages in the area for non-residents.
I pull out my phone. I say, all right, cool. We're in this place, and this is our location right now. And that building, it's got a lot of nameplates there.
That building is the location now that you're on your phone that all the signals were coming from.
Yeah, a lot of things were going there. It looks like it's a front for the Crux organization. We know about this building. So that means the guy from the Crux bought that truck back. That's cool. So now we gotta break into there, see their secret internal server, and maybe look at a beat up old truck.
Give me a computers electronics check since you're sitting here.
That's an 11 plus 1 is a 12, 13.
While the computer that it is hooked to is air gapped, there's an antenna on the roof that appears to be part of this system, the secret system, and it is realigning to something in orbit and is sending off a signal like it's about to make contact with something. It doesn't normally do this. This isn't something you've seen before. If you could get to the antenna on the roof of this, we're going to say 30-some story building, you could almost certainly figure out where they were sending the transmission to. You might even be able to tap into it. But it's going to have to happen in the next, 30 minutes.
We need to get to the roof in 30 minutes, guys.
How tall's the building?
30 stories.
30-some stories.
300 feet. Can we get the launch up there?
I don't know that we can get back to the launch and then get the launch over there, and that wouldn't look super weird if the launch landed on top of a building.
Yeah, it'd totally look weird. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, alternatively, we are spies. They've got a front door. We can go in, ask you to use the bathroom, and be in the vents.
Are there any other, are the buildings surrounding it just as tall?
It is taller than the buildings around it, but not by a great margin, by a couple of stories.
How close are they?
The ones that are on either side of it are just separated by an alley. The ones that are across the street are separated by a 4-lane street.
So we're not jetpacking over.
Oh, if we had a dirt bike plus a ramp, I bet you I can make that jump.
Still with the dirt bike? How about a helicopter? That would get us up there.
Oh, yeah, that's not very stealthy, though.
But the dirt bike is.
Helicopters don't have to be stealthy.
Yeah.
A dirt bike.
I feel like the front door's the way to go.
This is just a place of business. What's the actual name of the business?
Didn't it have a lot of different things?
Yeah, so there's not a receptionist at the front. You go in and then you choose an elevator to go.
I was muted the whole time. So there are a lot of businesses here. There is a front desk. One of those businesses is Crux Corp's. It's the Ballo office tower.
Oh, okay. So where is our ship right now?
Your ship is at the starport.
Okay.
So a whole bunch of different businesses in here. Can I tell which floor the Crux place? Actually, I don't even care. I need to find one of those businesses that has a less secure thing, and I want to make an appointment with one of the people and put our names on it.
Okay, roll 1d6 and then roll your computer electronics check.
4 and a 10.
Okay. Takes you 4 minutes to book yourself an appointment with a dentist office on the second to top floor.
Is there any Or can we tell if there's any roof access that does not require us to go into an office?
There almost certainly is, as offices would not need roof access.
Can I use a player point and get a hold of a ladder? I'm already in mechanics overalls. I can just walk in here with a ladder and be like, I'm with the maintenance team, checking out elevators.
You've
You've
already figured out that building design on this planet has external like access that doesn't go to the inside of the building for like boiler rooms. You spend a player point, you walk into the unlocked boiler room, and there is full sets of tools and ladders just sitting there in storage.
Beautiful.
You even find a clipboard.
Oh, I'm going to take that and a hard hat.
Okay, you're set.
I get on comms. Guys, I think I found a way in.
I got an appointment with a dentist's office, the second to the top floor.
Yeah, all 4 men are not going to walk in. Dentist appointment.
Came for our dentist appointment at the same time.
Yeah, can you get us all on the same chair at the same time, please?
It's just for me. I'm just really worried. This is my emotional support brother, and these are his emotional support pigs. And people. Friends.
Do we know what floor the Crux Corporation's on?
I don't think we looked that up yet.
It's on the 4th floor. There's a big directory in the lobby.
Yeah, we're trying to get to the roof, though.
I'm just going to walk up the stairs.
Security is going to stop you.
I'm going to sneakily go past security and walk up the stairs.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your stealth. It is going to be difficult. They are looking for exactly the kind of person and thing you're trying to do.
Is there security on every floor?
You don't know yet.
Yep, we're going to see how sneaky I can get. I'm going to get in trouble.
While they're distracted
I
by
was about to say
Holmes.
it's a good news, bad news scenario.
I didn't know you could get cocked dice on a tabletop.
You sure can. It's a 6. Just do your drag select and it'll tell you what it is.
Oh, okay. Sweet. And plus the dexterity and plus the stealth gives me an 8.
Which is almost enough, but not quite. You open the door and there's a tap on your shoulder. And as you look up, you realize it wouldn't have mattered because every stairwell has cameras.
But now I know every stairwell has cameras.
You sure do. And the security gentleman is like, excuse me, do you have an appointment? You have to check in with reception.
Oh, my bad. I was just going up to the dentist.
Please check in with reception, sir.
Roger that. Thank you.
And,
I'm going to go check in.
Yep. So as you do that, you see Ghost walk in with a ladder. And I imagine Kissick walk in and hold his mouth going, oh, my tooth.
It's kind of an emergency, too.
So, Dubs, what are you doing? You've been awful quiet.
I have been just kind of following what you guys are doing. So, so everybody's going in different places. I'd like to actually, am I able to follow in with Taylor on and assist him on his engineering stuff?
So you didn't call that out. He was looking for stuff. He did all that other stuff. Like,
I did.
it would be better if you were going to latch onto another player and try to do that kind of thing. If you had said, I'm going to go with him to get his like ladder and hard hat and gear and stuff when he said it.
Nope, you're right. Did not do that.
So if you want to do that, you're going to need to do some checks and stuff to get there. And I also like to point out that you have 22 minutes remaining.
Before the antenna stops transmitting.
Before, yes, you had basically 30 minutes to get there.
As I'm heading over to the reception desk and passing Taylor and Luca, I'm going to let them know that the hallways are full of or the stairways are full of cameras.
Oh, boss, there you are. Yeah, so he's my supervisor, and he needs to see me at the top with my dentist appointment. He needs to verify that I'm not faking it and my tooth isn't really broken.
Please roll deception.
Because it happened at work, you're on company insurance. So he's got to make sure that everything gets filed properly.
That would have been a good cover for Thodubs.
Right?
Just saying.
8 + 1 is a 9.
Okay, he buys it. I'm gonna come back to Thodubs because I still haven't gotten an like. What's he doing?
Nope. So I'm just gonna walk in. I'm gonna walk in I'm actually wearing some overalls. I'm gonna walk in the front door, and I'm just gonna look all sweaty, like I'm in a rush. I run up to the front desk and say, "Hey, look, I'm sorry, I'm running behind. I understand you guys had a cooling problem on the 3rd floor, and I just got this late notice, and I'm actually coming in real quick. I want to see if I can. Hopefully, they called in and got me set up to be able to get up there on the 3rd floor to check out their cooling problem. I know they're waiting. It's a last-minute thing. Hopefully, they got things reserved for me."
Give me a deception check. This is based on your social.
Sorry, I looked for my deception area. Sorry.
Should be in the second row.
It's
towards the top.
gotcha. Yep, gotcha. So I rolled a 9, and social so actually goes down to an 8.
Okay, an 8's a pass. Actually, a 7 would have been a pass for that one, but because you did a good role play introduction. So they're like, "Oh yeah, I think we just saw your supervisor walk by with a ladder," and they point you down the hallway towards Ghost.
Oh gosh, great! Hey man, thank you so much. I'm just I'm just new guy on the job, and I'm just man, thank you so much.
Okay, so now we've got a team of maintenance people and a team of Toothache. Okay, the team of Toothache, you guys get directed to a elevator and told to take the elevator to the 28th floor. Maintenance people, they didn't even bother to tell you where to go.
We know where we're going. We're maintenance people.
Just free reign.
We're going to hit the staircase, though, and we're going to go up to Crux Org on the 4th floor.
Okay. So, you use the elevator, you said, or use the stairs?
Oh, I said we were going up the stairs with the ladder.
Okay.
The ladder's not going to fit the elevator.
All right. On that super space future, they've got super expendy. It's like a ladder that you can carry in your backpack.
Telescoping ladder.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There you go.
So
We're going in the elevator then, because I'm lazy.
Okay. Either way, you're going to come out on a landing. Crux has the entire 4th floor. And it's an import-export business, so it is very like wood grain and glass and, very beautiful receptionist and very cosmopolitan looking.
Yeah. This place is nice.
Yeah, geez, I think we're working for the wrong place here. This is pretty good.
I know a guy that would try to steal stuff out of here. Be really
Those pens, they're actual metal.
right. Oh man, these are really expensive pens. So we're gonna walk up to the very attractive receptionist with my ladder, my clipboard, and my hat. I'm gonna say, "Hey, there was a leak reported down on the 3rd floor. We think that it might be coming from the space between floors, between you and them. We got to go." What was that? Northwest side? And I look at the clipboard. Yeah, northwest side, and take a look at some stuff.
Okay, go ahead and give me a deception check. But if you have admin as a skill, you can reduce the difficulty by those ranks.
I do not have admin.
I don't either.
My roll was a 6. Deception, I have a 1 in, so that's a 7. And then, was that intellect? Social, nope, nothing for me.
Okay.
7.
7's a pass. So she looks up at you. She's incredibly bored. She picks up the phone, says a few things. A young gentleman comes out in one of those business vests with a Crux Corp logo blazed on it. And he kind of looks at you, mutters something to her, looks back, and then they just hand you 2 visitor badges and said, try to go into any of the offices, but if you need to be in the hallways or the bathrooms or any of the utility areas, that's fine. Please turn these badges in before you leave.
Thank you very much. Sure thing. Flirt a little bit.
With the guy, he gives you a wink.
Either one of them. Whatever's going to help me get through here.
He's all about you. You might be careful. He might follow you.
Yeah. What are you doing later in the bathrooms?
Toothache team. You guys, ding.
No, I wanted the elevator ride up.
Yeah. Okay.
He said that there are cameras in the stairwells.
Yep.
Yes.
I'd like to control a couple of cameras in the stairwells, especially on the 28th and 29th floor.
And 30th.
And 30th.
Give me a computers check. Give me a stealth check as well.
Computers was a 9, 10, 11, and stealth was a 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
So in the back of the elevator, I hold my tooth really hard and I lean forward, and on the back of Holmes is where I have my other hand up just typing away.
Okay. So you crack into the security camera feed. It tells you a couple of different things. Not only do you get into the security camera feed, but you can see a feed of where the guards are actually looking at the cameras. Like, there's all the cameras on the left-hand side, and then there's the active camera on the right-hand side. And currently, the active camera, you almost jolt a little bit because it's pointed right at you. But Holmes is directly between the camera and your phone.
Oh man, that's wild. I whispered to Holmes. I said, I'm in the camera systems. I think we're gonna see what these guys are watching and try to walk up the stairs. So
How's your tooth doing?
Oh man, I think still bad.
Elevator go any slower?
The elevator dings. Like, you guys get to the 28th floor and it opens. You're at the dentist office. There's once again a big foyer, but there's several different offices on this one. So it basically opens up into a foyer with no reception desks. There's like 5 or 6 office doors, one of which is the dentist office. There is also flights of stairs on the left and right of the hallway.
Do we have any of those staircases clear?
I hold on to your shoulder as I go, looking at my thing to see if the guy's still watching us.
The guy is definitely still watching you guys. Also, you might realize at this point that the camera system you've tapped into only watches the elevator, stairwells, and hallways. It doesn't go into any of the offices.
I go, I really need to get into that dentist office. And I steer Holmes towards the dentist office.
Okay. You guys go in. Ladder team. You guys are inside of Crux Corp on the 4th floor.
I'd like to move around the Crux organization here.
We have a map for this. We made one.
Woohoo!
Oops, not that one. Oh, did I not put it in here? I bet I did. Here we go. All right.
Wow, what a good looking map.
Right? It's awesome. It's the best looking map we've seen in years. Let's find ourselves some tokens here. So we've got a Taylor here and an Aiden here. And you guys have just gotten past the reception area and you find yourself in a long hallway separating, basically 2 different cube farms. Now, I'd like to point out that the walls that are in the hallway are floor-to-ceiling structural walls. All the other walls are cube walls. Sorry. Anything with a door in it's going to be a structural wall. Oh.
So I'm assuming we can't see anything. We know there's offices back there or something back there, but we just can't see in or anything like that.
Yeah. You have a general idea of what it's like because it's an office building. However, that's it. I just put a door in on the left. There's a door to a storage room here. The door says storage on it. That's how you know it's storage.
Yeah, I think that's storage right there.
That'd be a good place to go check and see if we can find anything without that leak, right?
No, the leak was fake. It's a fake leak. What we're
know,
here
I
for is we're trying to find if this place, if they sold what explosives to the rebels, TDX. So I guess we need to find a computer. Do you know anything about computers?
I know a little bit about computers. So which means we could do some stuff with computers. Do you think there might be one in the storage area over here? Like maybe a catalog computer of some kind?
We can peek our heads in there. I go poke my head in there.
Storage room is not locked. There are no active computers in the storage room. There's plenty on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't think this is where they're gonna keep it.
Are there any type of computer ports or anything like that in the walls or anything like that on the floors? Are you able to take one of the computers off the shelf and plug it in and see if you can connect that way?
Give me a perception check. If you guys are going to take your time, you can. However, I'd like to point out that you are down to 17 minutes.
And my perception check did not go very well. Are we using recon or anything like that to it, or just perception?
Perception is recon plus int.
Yep.
Okay. So I got a 6.
Okay. 6 actually passes because you're just looking for an Ethernet port. So you guys can do that.
Okay, so we go over and grab one of the computers, plug it in, and turn it on, and now we're going to see if we can connect to the networks of the office building here, of this floor.
Whatever you're doing is Greek to me, man. I'm going to be on lookout.
So
take a look outside.
The good news is the computers are pre-configured, and they do have an operating system on them because the dice says so. The bad news is that they are also secured. So you're going to have to slice into this thing. You don't have a hacking phone, so you don't have an intrusion score to help you. You also don't have the base software, which puts you at a -3 to do this check.
Can I hand him my phone?
You can hand him your phone if you would like to take that risk. Every phone he's been handed so far has exploded, but you are welcome to do that.
I don't, like, every fiber of my being's like, don't hand him your phone. This is important, though. So I'm going to hand you my phone, and I'm going to look at you and be like, I can't use this very well, but I really want it back.
I will do everything I can do to get it back to you. How about that?
All right. Go ahead and make a computers check.
Okay.
Make sure you include intrusion 1 plus your computer skill.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
And that was intrusion 1, education on top of that, right?
Plus your computer skill.
Yeah, my computer skill 0, but
Oh,
so yeah, 6 is total.
at least it's not blank. Because blank is -3.
Blank is bad.
Yeah, blank is bad. Okay. So, that's a pass, though. That's an 8, right? You said
6.
6 plus 1 plus 1, right?
No. 6 total.
Oh, you rolled a 4.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so there's no way you're getting into this thing. But we're going to roll back to the toothache team. You guys come in through the office door of the dentist office, and there's an elderly lady working the counter, and there's 3 or 4 like people in the waiting room.
Oh my super so much. You go talk to him for a second. And then I immediately start looking at my phone to make sure these guys are like see what they're looking at and see if I could set up a loop in the hallway and in the stairs up.
Okay, so setting the loop up is going to be pretty difficult, but if you want to try to do it, you can. However, you notice that the active camera has flipped to tracking a young woman in the lobby. You are now in a space where they can't watch you, so they're not just going to leave the camera on a blank door.
Cool. As soon as I notice that, I tap him back on the shoulder and say, "Oh, I forgot I don't have any insurance. This is going to be terrible." And we run out the door and into the stairs.
Socialist government, but it's fine. So, all right, you go back out into the lobby. There's 2 doors, one on either side that has access to the stairwells.
You saying that public healthcare is socialist? Sorry.
Yes, technically it is. Your implication is that that means it's bad.
And we jump into, let's pick left or right.
Right.
We jump into the right staircase.
Okay. All right. So both staircases, they have access all the way to the roof. There is a do not enter alarm with sound thing at the very top of the stairwell. There's also a camera watching it.
But I'm watching the guys on the cameras and nobody's looking at it
yet.
Steel, are you good at picking locks?
I'm good at stuff. I don't think lockpicking's on the thing here.
Okay, so
is there anything?
Lockpicking can be done a couple of different ways. The main way to do it is it's actually a mechanics check, but it's a mechanics check that goes with your intellect.
As I have nothing in mechanics, that's probably a bad plan.
I hand you a phone and say, "Hey, make sure nobody's watching this. Hold on a second."
The alarm is electronic, however, and I have electronics, so instead of trying to pick a lock, we can try to...
The alarm is only electronic in the form that it takes electricity. It is a mechanical thing.
Okay.
If
I'm gonna hold your phone and watch
if you
the
push
camera.
the bar down on a fire alarm, it just completes a circuit and causes the thing to go off. It's not a computer.
Fair enough. I will hold your phone while you pick a lock.
I mean, it's not picking it except for like disassembling it and making sure that the circuit doesn't. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just surprisingly have a 1 in mechanics. And I'm rolling really well tonight. So I got a 10 plus a 1 in mechanics plus a 2 in intelligence for a 13.
You pop the door open. With that said, as soon as you pop the door open, there's like a beeping on the side of the fire alarm thing. And it's an explosive die pack meant to, if someone triggers the alarm or breaches the door and they're not supposed to, spray them down with purple ink. It's about to go off. You have 1 roll, 1 opportunity to fix it. It can be either Ronan or Kizik, because you're the only people who could reach it.
And my instinct is to fix it, not to run away.
You can try to run away, but you got to understand that when I say you have like a split second to do something, you're not going to get out of range of this thing's blast zone. I'd also like to point out that it's an explosives check, not a computers check, not a mechanics check.
That's me.
Yeah, I saw Mr. Kizik be, I'm going to instinctively roll for this thing, and I was about to be like, don't give me your computers check on this.
Oh, I'll do this one. See if I can roll above a 6 tonight. Woo! With explosives. With explosives, and this one would be education?
Yep.
With a grand total of 8.
So you do manage to disarm the ink packet. Not well enough that you can take it with you, but well enough that it's off. and we're going to go back to, with that note, the office team, the ladder team, I've been calling them. It is now 20 minutes until... Oh, wait, sorry, we were already down to 17, weren't we? It's now
Yes, sir.
11 minutes until the transmission has been fully set.
So a couple questions about this room. Are there any cameras in this room?
There are no cameras in the storage room.
Okay. Does this, being an office building, does it have like a drop ceiling?
It does have a drop ceiling.
Any type of vents or anything like that that we could maybe either crawl through to get above any of the other offices to maybe listen in?
There are crawl spaces and workspaces up in the ceiling that you could potentially do that for.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. That's a stealth check and an athletics check. Athletics to crawl all up there, stealth to be quiet and shimmy through the vents.
Okay, so you need 2 checks then?
I suggest helping each other, especially for the athletics checks.
Oh yeah, so give me a boost or something like that. Boost me up there. All right, so we're going to do the athletics check first. Is that pure athletics, or is it like a dexterity endurance thing?
It's athletics. If you have the skill in athletics, you can add that.
Okay, all I have is I have a 0 in athletics. I have 1 in endurance. That's what I've got. But
I don't think this is an endurance thing.
I try to boost you up, but I got a 4. So I'm like, hold on. You're just too heavy. Let me push a desk over here.
Okay, that's not how boosts work, by the way.
Okay. But yeah,
no, so I rolled a 6, and I didn't. It was an endurance thing.
Okay, so here's the deal.
So I rolled a 6.
When he's assisting you, when you guys are assisting each other, don't both of you roll. Both of you roll is just making a second attempt. When you're assisting someone, you say how you're assisting someone, and then they take an extra dice and take the highest 2. You guys don't both roll when you're assisting someone, as a rule.
Okay.
So you should have rolled 3 dice, and Ghost shouldn't have rolled at all.
Okay. So I rolled 3 dice.
Oh, you already
Dropped
did.
my lowest one.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you did it right.
So I have a 6, and I don't have anything else in the category. So I rolled a 6,
Okay.
and that's for the athletics one.
Okay, so you're not able to climb up the Splinter Cell style into the thing. You do have a ladder.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just putting it out there.
I know.
You're called the ladder team.
Okay. Hey, yeah, I can't get up here. I mean, you know what? Kind of an idiot here. We have a ladder. That's might help us.
Yeah, I pull the ladder out. Starts telescoping it out.
I feel like Taylor gives Aiden a boost. Aiden, like, his little feet are kicking. He's like, I can't quite. And then Taylor just lets him go, and his feet are dangling. He's like, what? And then he hears click, 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 click.
Hey, crap! That was that was the ladder. Sweet. Yeah, let's use that next time.
Okay. So what's your objective here? I actually am a little confused as to what the ladder team's objective is, like, altogether.
Well, me getting up into the vents is I want to be able to try and eavesdrop in the offices to see if there's anything going on that I want to be able to hear what's happening.
Okay.
They told us that the antenna is on the top floor, but they also said that the Crux Corps was potentially selling explosives to rebels. I trust in Luca to try to do the antenna thing because I suck at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here to try to figure out more about the Crux Corporation. So my plan right now is to actually leave Aiden in the ceiling with the ladder, and I'm going to come out here and try to find somebody, because humans are the weakest link in company security.
That's a valid point. Okay. So, I mean, there's going to be people in the hallway in the office, as there always is. There's, in fact, 5 different people that you come across in the hallway. You are in a maintenance uniform, so you draw a little bit of attention, but not enough for anyone to question or stop you. You have a valid visitor's badge. What type of person are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone who is who looks busy, who looks like they're in a hurry, and that they're like still kind of important. I'm gonna walk up to them and I'm gonna just be like, "Hey, looking for a leak here, real quick. Can you mind me opening this door? You got access to this door?"
So the gentleman is going to be like, "Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. The water coolers are in here, and that's like the only water because we have to go down to the lobby to use the damn bathroom." And then he scans the door open. And
yeah, I heard about that. We were actually in those bathrooms earlier, trying to trace this thing back. Thanks. I'm gonna let him go because he seems busy.
Yep, he just badged the door for you. You rolled a 1, so I didn't make you roll anything.
And now that I'm in here, I'm gonna try to find like a filing cabinet or. Oh, you know what? Is there anybody out here?
So there's a handful of people milling about. There are both occupied and empty cubes.
All right, I'm gonna start walking past cubes like I work here, even though I'm in a completely different uniform, and then I'm gonna duck into one that is unoccupied.
Okay. These are cue balls, so you can hear over top of them. There's lots of chatter going on back and forth. Go ahead and give me a perception check. And Aiden, since you are basically doing the same thing, give me a stealth check, and assuming that you pass it, you can crawl over these cubicles and give me a perception check as well for listening in.
I failed my roll.
Okay. You know that Stacy's a bitch, and nobody likes her.
They can't be talking about my Stacy.
In this company, they probably wouldn't like her, but no, they're probably not. Aiden?
Okay, so I rolled an 11. 1 on my stealth gives me 2. So 12.
Okay. What's your perception?
And perception was the recon, you said, right?
Yep. Recon
Which
plus
is-
int.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gosh, 12, 13, 14.
Okay. So, while what Taylor has gleaned is not necessarily as good, Aiden finds himself above the actual communication terminals. And they are talking about aligning the laser to a cargo ship, the Atlantis, in orbit. It's a Class C cargo ship. And they are like, okay, we've got to get this data dumped to the ship. And then we've got to take the data dump from the ship, and we got to get it moved. And the boss wants it done in like the next 10 minutes.
Very interesting.
Okay. That's what you hear. And we go back to the roof where the
Quick question before we go that direction. Do I still have Taylor's phone, or did I give that back to him?
I don't remember you saying you gave it back to him.
Yeah, I think you still have it then.
Yeah, I think I still have it. Okay.
You should call my brother.
No, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, yes, kind of what I want to do.
Yes, make a phone call while hiding in the drop ceiling above people. That's a
Well, I
fantastic.
can,
Do
John, I
it.
can't do it.
Do
Well, I can
it.
just- I could just go back to the storage room and make my phone call. I don't have to hang out there above everybody. But okay.
That's why
You
we're
don't
going.
know where we're being sneaky at, and maybe we don't want to receive a phone call.
I can send you an encrypted text message, maybe.
Yes, because that's just make your phone. Okay, so back to the toothache team. You guys are in the hallway. You guys have gotten past the fire escape door, so you're now actually on the roof. There's a series of arrays. You can see one of them is active and transmitting. Actually, let me go ahead and roll some dice. Or is there more than one? There is only one that is active and transmitting. What do you do?
I run up to it as fast as I can. I say, Holmes, make sure there's no cameras up here.
Yep. I'm gonna start looking around for any sort of cameras, security measures, alarms, anything like that.
There are actually several sets of cameras and lights, but they're all pointed down the sides of the building. They don't expect anyone to actually be on the roof.
Sweet.
Excellent. I pop
You're
open,
clear.
pop open a panel on the side, and I try to hack into the transmission to capture as much data and see where it's going.
Okay. Give me a computers check.
Oh my goodness. I got a 3 plus 1 plus 1 is a 5.
You know the transmitter's on.
I think it's this one. It's going here.
There are 2 minutes left.
Run over there and push him out of the way and see if I can get in there to, hack the computer thing too.
Okay. That's going to be really interesting. Go ahead and roll your computers check. Kizik, you roll me the perception check I was going to have Ronan make.
Oh yeah. Got an 8 on the computers.
Ooh, okay, you do it.
I got a snake eyes on the perception.
Yeah.
That way you had to talk about that dice being good to you, didn't you?
It's hard to see when somebody pushes you on the ground.
So you get the headline, which is transmitting data dump to and from Atlantis. You only catch the tail end of the transmission. But what you get out of the transmission is a section of a flight plan for the orbit. Kizik,
Got it.
you turn around, come nose to nose with a cleaning drone that has a little red light. Beep, beep, beep.
Do I see a camera on it?
Oh yeah, no, you were definitely like 100%. You're nose to nose with a camera. There's a little red light on it that's bleeping. It's probably a warning light. It's probably transmitting your location right now.
How big is the droid?
Size of like a big cat or a small dog.
I pick it up and I throw it off the roof.
Okay.
I think we've been made. We got to get out of here.
Holmes, do you still have Kizik's phone?
I do.
Okay. You pick it up and look at it, and all the camera things are shuffling really fast, and there's red lights around the edge of each camera, but none of the cameras actually have you on them. And now we're going to go back to Ladder Group. Taylor, you don't really find anything of substance going on down here. What do you do?
I was going to check for passwords under like mats and stuff like that around the desk to try to see if I can log into a terminal, but I think this terminal is probably not going to have anything because it's just a normal ass computer.
Okay. If you
Trying
want
to find the boss.
if you want to roll a check for it, you still can.
Okay, I'll do it while I'm here. That was the plan.
Okay. Stealth is actually what you do to try to find hidden items. Well, it could be deception too.
That was a pretty good roll. I rolled an 11. My stealth is a 1, and my dex is 0, so it's 12.
Okay. This office has been set up for a new employee who hasn't arrived yet, and there's an introduction packet. When you flip it over, it has his first time login password and a post-it note that says "Change this immediately."
Atom Bomb 33. That's weird. The IT guy has a sense of humor. I'm gonna log into it. Bring up corporate email. Oh, wait, is there an org structure?
There's org structures or several other things, but there's also a bunch of mandatory trainings that like immediately pop up and it wants you to access.
Alt F4.
Yep.
Alt F4.
Yep. And it's got all sorts of NDAs and stuff like that. And you're clicking X for like a minute.
Damn. Okay.
But you do eventually get to the corporate structure. One of the things in the mandatory training was, talking about who runs the business and all this stuff and all this jazz. And you will stop as you see that the special operations director is a familiar face.
Who dat?
The guy who took the van.
Oh, really? Can we name him now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Special Operations Officer of Crux Corp. He's got to have a name like Zed or something, right?
I was thinking Sven.
So
Sven.
he's listed as Pulsar.
Damn it.
You asked me to name him. I started doing it, and then you named him.
Okay.
What you should have done was says his name is, so I wouldn't have started the process of naming his ass.
Sven Pulsar. Sven Pulsar, eh?
The Pulsar is the code name. It's obviously an alias. His real name can be whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And there's like a little picture of him.
Yep. There's a picture of him. Everything about his entire division is redacted.
Where's his office at?
Everything about his office is redacted.
Oh, I see. Well, it would have access to redacted information, not this terminal. Maybe a super terminal.
Yeah.
Super user terminal.
Before we get on to what happens next, Aiden, what do you do?
So I think we talked about how I have Taylor's phone. I do have the capability to make a phone call or to text, but I'm still kind of hanging over this desk area here. I would like to send a text message. Of course, my phone is on vibrate, so I'm going to send a text message to Luca and Holmes and let them know the information I found out about the Atlantis and it being a Class C cargo with a data dump that's happening in 10 minutes.
No, it's not happening in 10 minutes. It's almost over. The boss wanted it done in 10 minutes, like from the original time. But you got the rest of that right. You did send a text message in the middle of a stealth operation, but that's fine.
It's a text message.
Yeah. Just for the record, vibrate makes noise. Okay, so that's a 9 for them to hear you. Yeah, I think that you need to roll a stealth, and you need to do better than a 9. You do send your text message, though. It's awful quiet over there.
What'd you get, man?
It's awful quiet over there. I think he's trying to figure out some way to make it happen.
Oh, crap! I'm sorry. I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Did you on vibrate?
I know I wasn't on vibrate. So I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Stealth was 1, so that goes to 7.
Mhm.
And is that an intellect or
It's dexterity.
dexterity? Okay, guys, you're on that. So it is a 7.
So someone is like, did someone just hear a phone in the secure room? And they start looking around, and one of them is staring blatantly up at the vent that you were in. it may be time to leave.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Probably was time to do that before you decided to send a text message.
Well, I'm leaving, so yeah, I'm leaving.
So go ahead and roll me another stealth check. Also, Taylor doesn't have a phone, so he doesn't have any way of telling people when he comes around the corner and comes face to face with Mr. Pulsar, who immediately recognizes him from the auction.
Additional stealth check was roll an 8, stealth 1. It's going to be 9.
Okay. You don't do it as quietly as you probably should do it, but you do it quietly enough that the person who thinks they heard something from the vent is going to take a minute to decide whether or not they're sane. A minute is long enough for you to get away. Taylor, you have a fight or flight scenario. If only this game system had a mechanic for that.
Yeah, so there's no way that I can be like, whoa, small world, didn't I see you at the police auction?
You can absolutely try to fast talk your way out of this if you would like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I work for the Ballo Corporation. It's crazy that I just saw you there. Is he going to say anything to me?
I'm going to wait to see how your roll went. You need to roll deception. He is absolutely going to say something to you. He's like in the middle of opening his mouth to scream for security.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 7. I got a 1 in deception and then 0 in social. So an 8.
Okay. Unfortunately, you are in an area you're not supposed to be in, so it was a 10 to pass. Even if you were legitimately an employee of where you said you were supposed to be, you piggybacked into an area that is a secure area. No one but Crux employees are supposed to be in here. So he looked like he was about to draw a gun. But he doesn't draw a gun, he just says, you need to leave and I need to call security. And he hits a button on his mic. Unless you're going to do something to stop him, he is going to call security.
No, I'll put my hands up and be like, whoa, yeah, security let me in here. I'm looking for a water leak. Like, 3rd floor was reporting really bad water damage. Like I said, I'm with the Ballo Tower. I'll get out of here, though, man. Here's the water.
He's going to follow you. And he's hit a button and he's called security. And as you guys come to the hallway, 2 security guards are going to come up. You just grab a security guard. 2 security guards are going to come up from the, we'll say they come from this area. And they show up and they're like, is this the guy? And he's going to be like, yeah. What did you say your name was?
Oh, I'm with the Ballo Tower. I look like I've got my badge that I got from security below.
Uh-huh.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for where the water was coming from. No big deal. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize. There should be a sign or something on the door. I'll get my ladder. We'll go. I didn't see any water back there, so that's good. But now I got to go back down to the 3rd floor. You guys want to come with me?
So, Aiden, you're not privy to any of this, and I'd like to know what your character's doing.
Well, my character just got out and got into the storage area here, and I started second guessing and thinking, okay, why did my phone make a vibration sound if I was sending a text message? But anyway, I am actually going to open the door here, I guess, because I've got the ladder. So I'm going to take down the ladder. I'm going to put the ceiling tile back up, and I am going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to listen at the door. I want to hear if there's anybody in the hallway before I open the door.
Okay, go ahead and roll a recon check. Take a +1 because I imagine Taylor's making quite a scene.
Yeah, I'm being real loud about it.
Okay, so recon +1, so I rolled a 9. Recon is 1, so I got a 10. We're adding a 1 because he's being loud. We got an 11.
Okay. So with an 11, you can pretty much tell what's going on. You can tell that Taylor has been apprehended by security and is trying to fast talk his way out of it. Do you want to take any action, or are you just going to hide in the storage room?
Oh. Let me think here. I think what I'm going to do is actually come out with the ladder and just kind of casually just walk out and just kind of say and look down the hall and say, hey, I didn't find any leaks back here. Did you find anything where you were looking?
No, I didn't see anything either.
Give yourself a +1 to your deception check.
A +1 to deception?
Yeah,
Okay.
Are we both rolling that, or just him?
just him. It's his idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Did he pass? Is the question.
Yeah, that's so I rolled a 4. Deception is 5. And any other attributes or characteristics go with that?
Yes, your social and your +1 for him helping.
Okay,
Actually, you
so
know what?
we
Go ahead
basically
and roll a third dice and drop the lowest. We'll count that as an assist.
okay. So I will roll a third dice right now. Roll a 3, so that gave me a total of 5, which basically social is a -1, so that drops down to 4. Add that, so I'm basically netting 5 off of the boost you gave me.
They just kick our asses.
So yeah, the security guards are not. They're not having this. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have to ask you gentlemen to come with us back to security, and like to know what you guys want to do about that.
Oh
I'm
shit!
happy with complying, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting a little jumpy. But are all 3 of them gonna go in the elevator with us?
Security's back
that's-
deeper into the. They're not talking about lobby
Oh.
security. They're talking about back into the deep dark recesses of the office building.
The place where
No.
they've got devices and drills. Okay.
Unfortunately, you have my phone, Aiden.
I do.
Yeah, if this starts looking like it's gonna turn real bad, like I've got my stunner, so I might try to pull that out sneaky and stun somebody so we can get away. But I can't take 3 dudes.
Yeah. It's 2 dudes with stun rifles and 1 dude who might have some other type of weapon on him but is in a business suit, so it's gonna have to be something small. So that helps you make your decision, but they are about to detain you, and this is a very private, unofficial, soundproofed office.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight my way out. Fuck these guys.
Well, I kind of just am watching your lead, so I'm following your back.
No. Yes. Okay.
And on that note, toothache team.
Yeah.
You guys threw a drone off the ceiling and figured out that the guards are looking frantically through all the cameras, trying to figure out where the source of the disturbance is. One of the cameras flicks through, and you just see it tumbling down towards the asphalt. What do you do?
I'm gonna throw Kizika's phone back. I'm like, pretty positive they know where we're at. We should get moving.
Yeah, we gotta go. Let's try to time this out so that we can make it back in and into an elevator real quick.
I agree. Let's go.
All right, so you're trying to avoid the cameras?
Yes.
Okay, I want you both to give me stealth checks, but it's going to be a hard to pass.
And a 9.
I got a 9 rolled plus 1 stealth plus 2 dexterity for a 12.
I'm going to let you share your extra points, and you're going to be able to grab Holmes by the collar right before he walks into one of the active cameras as you're looking at your phone. So you're both going to pass your stealth checks. You get to the elevator. You're on your way down. What do you do?
I see I missed a text from my brother that says the information that we just got. And I'm going to say time to go.
Okay.
I agree. Let's get out of here.
You guys make it all the way down to the lobby. Now, in the lobby, there are 2 security stations on either side of the reception desk. And you can see guys frantically looking at monitors. I haven't actually seen you yet.
Do I see my brother on any of the cameras? No, we don't have cameras into Pulsar, so no. It's time to go, right? So we're gonna try to walk out past them and be outside.
Okay. Are you walking
Yep.
casual or are you sprinting when they're not looking?
Casual, right past them.
Okay, that's a deception check. You need a 9 or better.
We'll see if I can roll above a 7. Woohoo! Where's my deception at? Not. +1, -1 for social for a total of 9.
I got a 5.
Oh, goddamn. Okay. 2 security guards step out to attempt to detain Mr. Kizik. He's the one they saw anyway. They don't try to stop Holmes.
How many security guards total are on the...
There are 4 total down here. 2 of them are standing. 2 of them are at terminals. The 2 that were standing spotted Luca and stepped out to be like, "Hold on, we need to talk to you."
I hold up a finger like, just 1 second, and I sprint out the door.
Okay. Give me athletics. Holmes, do you immediately follow?
Yep.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Any in athletics from Holmes as well.
8.
8 for both of you. 4 and 3 is 7. So they don't catch you. You make it all the way back to the van, realize that the rest of your team's not there. And we'll go back to ladder team. Taylor, I believe you're kicking the shindig off.
Yeah. I reach out with my stunner and I like plug it right into one of their necks and just zap the shit out of them, hopefully.
I'm just going to give you a sneak attack if you can roll me a stealth or a deception.
Okay.
And then just straight take the effect and roll your damage.
All right. I rolled an 8. My stealth and deception are both 1. Yeah. So I'll take that 9, I guess.
Okay. Take the effect of 1, add it to your damage.
All right. So I think that this is a TL10 stunner. So that's a 2D plus 3. And then plus 1. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. 11 stun. Zap.
11 damage. So you drop one, clean unconscious. In the first punch. Oh yeah. So he drops. And Aiden, you watch this happen. It's your turn. What do you do?
All right, I just noticed this happen, and of course, I yell out to him. I just yell out to Taylor and say "duck," and I take my ladder and just chuck it at both the other guys, like duck and run, and chuck them at both the other guys, and then decide to take off towards the stairs or elevator.
Give me a melee bludgeoning.
Yes, with the ladder.
With the ladder in the library. Colonel
That's
Mustard.
right.
I'm taking back
yeah.
the 90s. It's a ladder match. He's coming.
Yes,
He's coming down with the ladder.
That's so awesome. Okay, so rolled a 10. We're talking about bludgeoning. I've got a 0 in that, so we've got a 10, and then I don't really have any athletic stuff to go with it.
Okay.
So
a bludgeoning with an improvised weapon is 2d. Okay. Plus your effect. So you take everything from 8 plus, so you said it was 11, so you get a plus 3 to your 2d. Your damage.
Okay. All right. What do we have for? What did you say the damage was going to be for for a ladder?
It's 2d plus your 3.
Okay. For my 3. Okay. Oh gosh. So I rolled an 11, adding 3, we got 14.
Okay, so this first guard takes a ladder straight to his cranium. You didn't really mean to kill him, but
Oh no.
yeah. His ladder to his face, and his face crumples in, and he falls. And he might be alive, but the twitching suggests he probably isn't. Pulsar back here draws an interesting looking laser revolver, which you guys now know what that is. And he's going to take a shot at the person who seems to be the immediate threat, which... let's see. It's going to be Ghost.
Both seem pretty threatening.
You both seem pretty threatening right now. I was having a hard time with that one. I'd roll dice to decide.
The ladder from the turnbuckle. Wham!
However, he's panicking because he's running and shooting. And while he gets several shots with the laser revolver off, none of them hit.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot him so good.
Well, it is your turn if you want to do it.
Oh yeah, then I'm gonna pull out my laser revolver.
You have a laser revolver?
I do, with 2 mags.
Ooh.
Right there.
Wow.
I think I took it off of somebody.
Your girlfriend.
Oh yes. She gave it to me.
The other girlfriend.
The other girlfriend.
Laura? Yeah, Laura gave it to me. Lana gave it to me.
Take your shot.
Okay, I rolled a 9. But I have a 0 in energy gun combat.
Okay. It's plus your dex.
Yep, 0 in that as well.
So you roll, you get an effective 1.
9. Okay.
Roll your damage.
That does 3d plus 4 plus 1. All right, so my 3d is 13 plus 4. 17, 18 total. Yeah.
So I think you meant to kill him, which is convenient. He's not super dead because he's got a full band of health, but he is rendered completely unconscious from a head wound and slides across the floor to a stop.
All right, he's coming with us.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, yeah, we need to bring him with us.
Grab him by the hair. No, wait. We should leave him. We can't. We don't have time for this. Fuck. I should plug him. What do you think, Aiden?
You talking about finishing him off?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. That's a rough one. That's a good point. I don't know how we're. Well, I mean, no alarm's been tripped or anything like that. We just took out two of these security guards. I don't think anybody else knows we're here.
No one else
or anything
died,
They're
right?
screaming from the cubicles and the sheltering in place. Laser weapons are not in any way, shape, or form silent. They
they're
crack
loud.
like thunder when they fire.
You know what? Just go ahead and finish him off and let's get the heck out of here.
Okay, I'll do the coup de grace if I can.
Yeah, you
And
can.
then
Curb him.
We're running.
So yeah, you guys run out past the reception lady who's sheltering in place.
We are missing so much. I should have looked through his stuff, checked his pockets. We got to get the fuck out of here.
I was really proud of you for a second.
Oh my god.
When you said we're taking him with you, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna interrogate a guy.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's no way we're getting out with him. He is we can't weekend at Bernie's him through the lobby.
That would have been freaking cool.
You're right, you can't.
He's
But
got a
I
head
don't
wound.
think you're gonna do that anyway. So,
True.
all right, so you go down to the lobby. There are many guards with their weapons drawn. At this point, there's probably a half dozen of them. And roll a check to see if you put your weapon away fast enough. I'll let you use either your weapon skill or your deception skill or your stealth.
All of those are 1. I rolled a 7 plus a 1. That's an 8.
You pass. Okay, so they definitely look alarmed at you two coming through the door. but you don't have any visible weapons, and you're in mechanics overalls and carrying. Oh no, you're not carrying a ladder because that's in someone's face. But you're in
Still have a
mechanics
clipboard.
overalls. So you could attempt to be like, I'm panicked, and go out the door if you want to roll deception.
Oh yes, I will act all the part.
Okay, you need a 9 to pass.
Come on, Aiden. Oh man, I rolled a 7, and then I've got 1 in deception.
Okay, so you're 1 short. That's close.
Can I use my intellect or education? No, it's a deception, right?
No, not for this one. This would be social or deception. You're imitating a behavior of a person.
Yep.
Well, that's not good. I rolled a 6. So I rolled a 6, social -1, deception 1, so kind of washed out to just the 6.
Okay. So basically the guard's like, you guys can't leave yet. You need to go over here and stay with the rest of the civilians. And they're not going to allow you to leave. But you could hear some of the other guards go like, there's shots fired at the Crux office. We got to send officers up there immediately. And the gig's about to be up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to dip out if they're not looking. Like, if there's another distraction, I'll try to leave.
No, they are absolutely. There's a guard who is intently on you. It's just one, but he is right in front of you.
Zap!
Wait.
I'll hit him with the stunner. This is good. This is so
there you
bad.
go. There you go. And we both bolt.
Oh my god. Zap
I was just gonna
stunner.
say that you guys are close enough now that Toothache team is welcome to act now if they want as well.
I was just going to say we could send a text message to the Toothache team and tell them it's time for them to BA Baracus up that Tommy gun and that thing and get us out of here.
So if you do that, that's going to have severe consequences.
Yeah, we'll be chased forever.
Oh, all right. We can't play the A1. Okay, gotcha.
They'll
I
bring
mean, you
that
can do
helicopter
whatever
out.
you want, but we may be rolling characters next session.
No, fair enough.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm relatively certain I know what the police's response will be when they have gunships like that and someone pulls out a gun like that.
Yeah.
We saw a guy just running away, get his car exploded. So our car is like I can now see into them. Like we're just right at the front. They're ready to go.
Oh, so you pulled the car around because it wasn't a parking space a ways away.
Yeah. It's waiting at the front door.
Okay. You need to do a drive check. Like you've skipped the steps I wanted you to take, but you got the objective in mind, so that's good.
All right, we pull out of the parking lot. That's a 3 plus 2 is a 5.
So there's a lot of traffic, and it turns out that your bumper is much stronger than the car door of one of the sedans that you just basically push off the road. The person hops out screaming and yelling, and as you screech the tires forward, but your cars are tangled together. So that's going to be happening about half a block down the road from where Crux is happening. Now go ahead and give me your damage ghost.
Oh, for the zappy zap?
For the zappy zap.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta look at it again. 2D plus 3. 8.
Okay.
There was no additional because I rolled an 8 to hit.
Okay. So that's not enough to render him clean unconscious, unfortunately.
Is it enough to drop him? Can I use player points?
Actually, yes and yes. I'm going to go ahead and say that you've dropped him. He's not completely unconscious, but he's out of the way if you want to sprint for the door.
Yeah, let's bolt. Come on, Aiden.
Okay. You guys are going to be under fire this whole time, so you can use whatever skills you think are relevant. But basically, there's stunner fire just going back and forth across the lobby. You guys are running through a field of stunner fire.
I'm gonna roll.
Dexterity
I guess
is what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Athletics, dexterity. I have a 0 in it.
I would accept athletics.
Oh, I rolled 2 5s. I rolled a 10.
Okay. All right. Well, you're gonna make it, though, Dubs.
All right. So I've got a 0 in athletics dexterity. Rolled an 8.
Okay. That just barely makes it by the skin of your teeth. So, like, there's a couple of frazzled hairs, but you guys burst out of the lobby doors onto the street. You turn and look a half a block down, and there is your van tangled up with some sedan. Its rear bumper and their door is an amalgamation of fucked up. But the van is serviceable if you guys can get it loose. You gonna run down towards it?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Back to Tooth 8 team. What are we gonna do?
Trying to shake it loose.
Trying to shake it loose. Okay. Go ahead and give me a drive check.
Rip that door off.
I got another 3.
I'm gonna jump out and see if I can pry it off or pry it apart.
Okay. Go ahead and give me any type of check you think is relevant. I'm going to say mechanics is what I'm primarily looking for.
Definitely not mechanics. I'm gonna go with strength.
Okay, that's fine.
Just see if I.
Ghost and Aiden. Sorry, Taylor and Aiden. I want an athletics check from both of you and this is one of the few times you can use endurance. To basically sprint down towards the van.
All right.
I got a 9.
Sprinting to the van.
All right, so with a little bit of leverage and applied help, you managed to get the bumper removed.
I jump back in the van.
I got 4 on my athletics.
We were using endurance, right? So that
You can
Endurance,
you
yeah.
can use endurance if you want.
It's all
gotcha.
the
So I'm
same.
using endurance, and then we got an 8.
Okay. So Aiden makes it to the van, turns around in time to see that a guy on a bicycle that was watching all of the things happen accidentally careened headlong into Taylor, who is now sprawled out on the ground, trying to pick himself back up.
I'm gonna steal this motherfucker's bicycle.
It's an e-bike. So,
Y'all go. I'll catch up.
Kizik, give me one more drive check.
I got a 6.
So at this point, Kizik is just pushing vehicles out of the way. The van's in pretty rough shape too. It's armored a little bit, so it's able to bump a little bit, but like it's he's making quite a mess of this. I'd also like to point out that at this point you can all hear sirens.
I rolled a 10 on my e-bike to get away.
There's a
Worst
drive check.
Spies ever.
If that's a drive check, Ghost, that's a 10. You are on the bike and zipping through traffic away from the
Sweet.
away from the rock, which is kind of stuck. Kizik, this is kind of your last chance.
Come on, dude.
Thoda, who's in the front seat? Somebody be in the front seat with me. Point me out.
I'll be in the front seat.
Make sure I'm about not to hit things because I'm freaking out right now.
All right.
That's a 10 plus 2 is a 12.
All right, you start careening down the road. You actually are trying to follow the bike. The sirens in the distance, they get to the site, but they are far in your rearview mirror as you pull back to the spaceport. That e-bike actually has the distance to get almost all the way there, but you do have to stop and pick up Ghost at a certain point.
Yeah, I'm following him. They know exactly where it is.
It just starts getting slower and slower and slower and slower.
I dump it in a canal, and then I jump in.
I always got to save you.
What?
Yeah, you're in. Let's go. Who's got my phone?
Didn't you get arrested earlier?
No, we were detained for questioning. Very different.
Semantics.
What happened? Why were they shooting at you guys?
Why were they shooting at you guys?
Nobody shot at us.
No, people totally shot at us. There was this guy, Sven, I think it's like Agent Pulsar or something. He worked at the Crux Corp. He caught me red-handed.
You said worked?
Yeah, I shot him.
What? It was a recon mission.
Yeah, he's a dead guy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a really bad spy. I don't know what to say.
Did you search his body? Did we get anything from, like, information or anything?
That would have been a really great idea.
I almost figured out where that satellite was going, and then I got pushed to the ground.
Where was it going?
Holmes.
I was sending data of the cargo ship Atlantis out in orbit. We got a part of the flight plan of where it's going to be.
See, that's pretty successful.
You guys are the best spies ever.
Yeah.
I just tripped over a clean droid that had a camera on it.
Atlantis. That was the login password I used at the new person's terminal. That's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, we got some parts to put on our ship. That's a positive for the night. And I didn't kill anybody. Positive for the night.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Aiden's like, yeah, me neither. I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, I
ladder.
didn't either. I just,
Yeah,
I
didn't do
tripped
the ladder.
and, yeah, I tripped and that ladder just flew out of my hands and I wasn't in control of it, and
You didn't sing. "Ba-ba-dum-bow."
All right.
You can't see me.
That's an awesome session. I was hoping we were going to get a little bit of space combat against the cargo ship, but that actually turned out pretty good anyway. I would like to point out, Kizik, that you're as dice cursed as I am. You're not allowed to say you're having good dice because then,
I rolled 3 under 4s in a row.
I'd like to point out that it was going to be really awkward because Ghost really did succeed to grab that e-bike, and if you'd failed one more drive check, the next scene was going to be, so all the police officers show up and arrest all of you.
Except me, right?
Well, because you did the e-bike thing, it was going to be like, except for Ghost, who now is going to have to figure out how to get you guys out of here and the ship operational all by himself.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. Bronin had a shit night for dice too.
I noticed that. I kept trying to give you little things that'd be like, okay, that's a perception thing. That'll be like easy, right?
With the exception of that last roll, 7 was the highest roll I got, and I only got that twice.
You saved me from that exploding pack, though. That was pretty good.
If it's any consolation, the bad guys rolled real bad all night too.
Oh, thank you.
There
Thank
were-
you,
thank
Becca.
goodness, yeah.
There were only 2 good rolls that I had the entire night.
What would I have found on Pulsar?
A laser carbine, a data access key card that would have opened up the server room, the air gap server room,
Mhm.
and a data pad with a bunch of encrypted contents.
Damn it. I'm a bad spy, you guys.
Had you pulled him with you through the lobby and managed to get away, which would have made things more difficult, but you rolled well enough.
Could you imagine me on the e-bike with him?
Well, you would have been able to use the e-bike, but I don't know if the question is, would you have been able to make it through the lobby?
Right,
And
yeah, I don't think so.
But think as close as some of your rolls were, that would have been a lot more dicey. But if you had managed to get him back, I mean, that'd have been huge.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
It's just a different deception roll. He's been shot. We got to get him out of here. Move.
He needs fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been you could have rolled that deception. You might have made that.
Yeah, I might have made that. It was fun. Thank you, guys.
Then he gets pushed into an unmarked van and gets peeled off real fast.
An unmarked van that's all busted up now. It's still more subtle than popping the Gatling turret and committing, capital offenses in the dozens.
Very true. Man, I really didn't want to kill that guy. But he
You had a
immediately
stunner,
left
so you
range for the stunner.
you obviously wanted to kill him because you had a stunner.
The stunner's only good for 5. It's 5 meters, right? I think he was out of my range.
You didn't ask, though.
If that's how you want to.
Yeah, I just in my head assumed. I was like, oh, he ran, man. He's gonna get the pistol.
Pretty sure your words were, "I want to shoot him."
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one of those.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next time. And thanks, everybody, for stopping by.